He's like, why'd you? He's like, you're the weird one. You brought your dad.
Your
you brought her dad.
Dressed like it.
Yeah.
It's all very, very funny. So
you keep saying that like it means something.
Are you ready for
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. KFC Radio Live is coming to you in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, starting off in Texas. It's our first time in Texas, right? We've never gone there?
Never as a show, no.
Right.
No, I've only been like twice, and I think
I've only gone to Houston for the Super Bowl.
Houston and Austin for a UT football game. That fucking sucked. You guys suck. Come to the show.
We're going to Dallas. We're going to Houston. We're going to Austin. And then in May, we're back to the Northeast. We'll be at the Wilbur in Boston. And we will be at Stamford, Connecticut right after the Wilbur. You can check our dates. It's the end of April and the middle of May. So if you're in any of those cities, come see us live. It's funny as fuck. It's a funny show.
It is a very funny show. I'm very excited for the show.
I think not nearly as funny as your sketch show. You're gonna have to probably like look the other way because I'm gonna be effusive with my praise. But Out of Order is the new Barstool sketch comedy show. It's Feitelberg and Sas and Pavs and Owen.
You know, the duo you're always used to.
The duo you never knew you needed. I just heard that Adoption was the first sketch you guys ever did.
Yeah.
Floored by that.
Really?
I would have.
This is the first time Sas and I ever talked.
Yeah. The chemistry you guys had when you were like, you both at the same time were like, I thought it was gonna be a boy. Like I would have bet that was rehearsed.
No. Well, kind of, because it was like our second time film.
But no, they were telling. Well, I don't know how you did it, but I know that there was like an attempt to reshoot it. And it wasn't as funny. But like the first. That being the
so we went with
first,
the original?
Yeah, I haven't told you this. So we did.
Whoops, a little.
No,
inside.
but that's good because like that's what I thought.
Yeah, I just like there was no point. I knew you probably wouldn't have watched it, so I was like, so I showed Sass and O, and I was like, am I crazy or was the first one just like perfect? And that's what it was.
Yeah, the first one was better for sure.
So there was
okay, so that was the first one then.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know there's like some technical stuff to reshoot it, but you can't recapture the magic of that. The fact that was just. I don't know who was like playing off of who or if it was just serendipity, but that's when you know, that's the kind of, I always like to look at like things through the lens of like the script. The script is like the hottest joke in the streets, right? Like everything's scripted. We got our script, we read the script. But like the script will read that one day when Out of Order was like the beginning of something big. Like, did you know that was the first sketch those guys ever did together? Like, no practice, no rehearsal, no nothing. Like that, you need to have that story in the beginning to make sure it's good in the end. If it was just normal, it wouldn't be a big thing. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
The fact that you had that little nugget of like, so if you haven't seen it yet, Out of Order is the new sketch show that these guys have been working on. And the first episode has 3 skits that are all like high-level sketch show worthy, Like it's right up there with Gillian Keeves. It reminds me.
All right.
Honestly, dude, it reminds me of Chappelle's Show premises. Like the ideas. Yeah, it does. I swear. I'm not even kidding you. Those ideas of like, what if this, what if that were this way, or what if these guys did that? Like the To Catch a Predator sketch. Is it sketch or skit? I feel like one thing they consider.
I've had
offensive.
People apologize to me. Like, I don't know if that's like, I'm like, I don't know what you call it.
I think skit is more demeaning.
Your
little skits?
Yeah.
This is sketch comedy, bro. But man, that Predator sketch is so fucking funny. I mean, I wish you were here, or I wish we were filming it. I walked in the door. I watched it as I was driving in, and then I was watching it like the final sketch as I walked into the office. And I mean, I was in tears. I was like laughing, like genuinely laughing so fucking hard. And I was like, I wish Feitelberg was here because he'll never believe in himself otherwise. Like he needs hardcore evidence that this shit is so funny.
I wouldn't have been within 10 miles of you if I knew you were
I know. I know you wouldn't. But man, like every line of that one was just like, I'm here to fuck the 14. I was just like howling.
When we
laughing.
pitched that one, it was like the original idea we wrote was that they were going to both be Chris Hansen, and they were going to be like 2 camera crews, like meeting
warring
each other, trying to, like, catch.
Hansons. Yeah.
And then like within like 30 seconds, Feits was like, "What if I'm wearing like a jacked suit?" And then Sass like jumped right in, and like, yeah, and then I will be like, it was just like it happened right before our eyes. And
That's how you know it's a good fit. Like you got to have the right chemistry between the people doing it.
I'll never see it.
Never.
But it was.
We just said that. Like you will never watch an episode of this. He said
it was very funny shooting it. I hope it
said
translates.
At 3:30 in the morning when you were in Amsterdam, you texted him like, show me an episode. And I said, I bet you he doesn't even remember watching that.
No. I don't know if I watched it. I probably just said like, oh, it's great. Never mind.
Yeah. I can understand that because I can't watch myself talking when it's just talking about stuff like. Let alone like I'm trying to act or trying to do something funny.
Yeah.
So I get it. But also, I'm telling you can watch it because it's fucking hilarious. And it's like so high quality. Even
I've seen the opening. The opening's very cool.
The opening's cool.
The opening's really cool.
Man. Yeah. And all of the in between shit, the subway. All that stuff.
I've seen
sign.
the New York City B-roll.
Yeah,
and I like that a lot.
Is cool.
That's really cool.
But that also separates it like from everything else that we've done. Even the adoption, like. The baby doll is a weird thing that you're like, wait a minute, like what is going on here? But it sets the tone for like a weird show.
Yeah.
And then also like then you just get into like the dialogue of it and you think about like the idea of what if you got a white girl when you wanted a black boy. It comes in hot. It's very funny.
I'll say this. I slept maybe a half hour last night.
Really? You're nervous,
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
Bro, like 5 a.m. I was up like just like in my bed. I watched fucking The Fugitive. I watched Psych a lot. Like I was so stressed I couldn't watch. And at first I'm
surprised you didn't just go with the Has Fallen series. I feel like that's your
go-to. I considered it because dude, I was watching comedy and like
that was making it worse.
It was making it worse just because like there's so much more tension in comedy where it's like comedically and so like that was making me so anxious, so I was just putting on like The Fugitive and like because action movies are just action movies, it is whatever. And I thought about The Fallen Francis, but I was hoping I would fall asleep, so I didn't want shootouts to wake me up. And The Fugitive was kind of in between where there's like a couple of 80s fight scenes with like a
pow, pow, kaboom,
or 90s whenever it was. But it is.
It's nerve-wracking to release something new.
It's been like 10 years since I did something really new.
Well, that's the thing is like it's.
I mean, Making a Gambler was a great idea and worked really well.
You've done One Thing I Learned, you've been Making a Gambler, you've done things. But this is also.
But like one thing I learned is just telling stories I've told, and I know that people like them.
Right.
When I do a podcast, like when we come in here. Like I'm not like fuck. I hope people like it.
No,
I know
we've been doing it for 10 years,
and it's like I. That's not to say I know everything's a fucking knockout. I know when I did a bad one too. And I'm like I'll get it next time.
But
like,
it's also a very like people. I've actually I thought of this the other day that like the reason why podcasting is different and why it works and why it like changed the game is it's the only like passive entertainment.
Yeah.
You know like. So when you do bomb, it doesn't really matter, you know, because it's like half the people didn't even hear it, and they'll also just tune in the next time because it's whatever. If you put together a comedy act and you get on stage and you bomb, it's like, oh boy. You put together a scripted show, like the stakes are much higher. There's no stakes in podcasting.
Yeah,
it's just like we know that you're gonna kind of suck every now and then because that's you're on the camera, you're on the mic like 100 million hours in a year. But yeah, I totally understand being more nervous about something like this.
And it's not to make too much of it. Like, I mean, we're still just fucking high school kids in adult bodies doing dumb things with their friends. And like,
write that down. That's the pitch. When sales people are like, "What is it?" High school kids in adult bodies
never getting sold.
This will
they barely sell this show.
This will make $0. We have one ad this week. We have hundreds of thousands of downloads. We've been doing it for a decade. Their shit will never even sniff a cent. Not even a penny.
This is the passion project, folks.
I think I even just said this, and I tried to say it politely. I don't know if these guys noticed, but there was some legal issues with To Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
And
yeah, dude, in the first episode, we were mad that we got a white baby, and we're talking about fucking 14-year-old kids never getting sold.
Bro, but also, again, the script, the narrative. It's like Always Sunny doing. Well,
let's get a Sunny sale team, then we'll talk about it.
But you know, it's like the first
Sunny's
episode.
got fucking Coors Light. We can't talk to a porn star about college without losing our fucking beer salesman.
Fuck you. I was saying like I would probably ask for forgiveness and not permission on that one and just roll with To Catch a Predator. But I was also thinking two things. Like number one, it doesn't. The name, if you change,
I
the
don't
name,
think it changes it.
It doesn't change.
I do think it's fine. I don't think it changes
but it doesn't change the skit, so it's not worth a lawsuit. But also number two, no one is going to sue over this for the show. Yeah. But what I said, and I do genuinely mean it.
Although the lawsuit could be nice, almost like when PMT got sued by ESPN right away.
Yeah, getting sued is a good thing.
Yeah.
We were hoping to have Catholic Church protesters.
That would be good. That would be great. But I said, this is the first. So we're trying to do Barstool comedy. Barstool New York is trying to turn.
Go subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Go watch the show if you haven't.
Yeah, we got. It's going to be all new social channels. It's a whole new era of Barstool. We're talking about bringing on comics and entertainers, and I think I've said this before on this show. But the idea is to become a comedy network and like a distribution like hub and all that shit for everyone from stand-up comics to sketch shows and everything in between. And this is kind of the unofficial launch of it.
Yeah,
and
very unofficial.
But I'm like this. I have no problem with this being the first thing out on under the Barstool comedy umbrella, because it's exactly what I first of all have always wanted Barstool to be. I think like sketch comedy. There's a reason why people love Chappelle's show, and it's remembered for years after, because you remember like a sketch.
Yeah.
You can love a stand-up act. And you might remember a couple jokes or whatever. Like, people will still be like, do you remember the Charlie Murphy skit? Do you remember the Rick, whatever. So people will, when they're good, they're memorable. They stick with you. And this one is for sure good. Like, it's got the quality that you need. There was a time at Barstool where I would have said, everybody and everything we put out is fucking money. And not that I don't, there's still a ton of very funny people here, but there's also some things that I don't think are funny, and some people who I don't think work as hard, and some content that I don't think is up to snuff. And this is like something you can be proud of Barstool. Like, make Barstool proud again. I could definitely say, like, go watch Out of Order with these guys. It's fucking funny. And, maybe you have different preferences or whatever, but like the quality is for sure there. So, nice. That
doesn't surprise me, just because like I know the producers who worked on it.
Look at the quality of people.
They've worked like crazy hard.
There's no weak link,
I am confident in it.
Guard Dog was great in the Catholic skit. Those jokes were great.
Who's that?
It's he's like the producer.
I can't watch that one because I'm not in it.
He's one of the producers for Matt and Shane.
Oh, yeah.
And I recognize his voice. I didn't know what he looked like yet because I'd never seen him before, but I was listening to their podcast. So his voice is very recognizable. And I was like, is that Guard Dog? So yeah, like working people in like that. And I'm hoping that it's like a collaborative thing, and you have guest appearances.
I very much want it to be that. Because I honestly think that like, I think I wouldn't do something if I didn't think it was funny. But I think some of our better like sketches, whatever the fuck we're supposed to call them, are to come, like, because they need more people, and like a lot of these are like limited cast members,
right?
Like,
because it's only the first couple guys starting,
right?
Yeah.
And I hope people like it. I hope you want to be a part of it, because
again, it will be a passion project that makes no money. So just like, come on over and have some fun. It's not a big corporate to do. We don't have to worry about being profitable, revenue. Fuck that.
But yeah, so like I think it's funny as a script. I think it's funny. Like, I know when we filmed it, it's in a room full of funny people and everyone laughed.
Yeah.
And like, you think it's funny, which surprises me, to be honest. I didn't think you were gonna like it.
That's how good it is. Sometimes I don't like weird shit.
Yeah.
and this is good weird.
And then
I was almost nervous because I was like, sometimes I don't get the weird shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when like Barstool Van Talk came out and they were showing me some of the stuff, and I was like, cool, man. Like, you guys are killing it, so I'm sure it's right, but I don't get what the fuck that was at all. And I know, some of the younger guys, like the younger humor is sometimes weirder for me. And I was like, no, this is wheelhouse. Like, weird, but funny, like, so I give it the cosign for, if you're like 30, 35 years old, used to that old style of humor, like it holds up for sure.
Roan, like when I was ever having a panic attack. I was just nervous. I'm stressed. It's like, it is weird. Like, again, like it is something pretty new. Like, again, like we did Making a Gambler, and that was kind of a short run. Turns out when you make a comedy show about gambling and you have regulators breathing down your neck, you caned say what you want to say anymore.
One got out.
You gotta put that one in the trash.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, one thing I learned was whatever. But like, it's just stresses that I haven't really had since we started doing podcasts. Where it was something I was like, "Fuck, how does this work?" When shit like that. And like Roan started texting me at like 2 a.m. last night, and I was like, Roan and I are boys, but we don't really talk.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dude, I'm so nervous. Like I was like,
funny.
kind of like, And he's like, no, it's great. He's like, you have a hit, and I'm like, I don't know.
It's great to hear that because I'm texting Sass and telling him like me and him never talk, so it's like it's gonna. That's the whole plan, man. That's what like the whole dream for mine has always been is like those kind of things where it's like. That, like maybe you didn't even realize it, but now that you know that like Feitelberg and Sass has some sort of weird chemistry, like let's go. And it doesn't have to be like Son of a Boy Dad and KFC Radio like never touches each other.
Yeah, right.
So like this is an awesome way to do something different, set the tone, start the atmosphere we want, and then it's just it's just fucking funny. It's so much easier like. You know what it is? It's the perfect in-between. You can't, like, recommend a podcast. You can recommend an overall podcast, but you can't be like, hey, man, listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Unless it's, like, amazing and it's about a singular topic because it's like you're recommending an hour and a half long thing. And then
you cannot recommend KFC Radio to anybody.
No,
like what the fuck is it?
Who would
If
you
haven't been listening for like 3+ years,
you're not it.
Like, what's going on?
If you tune into the
what
first
is
like
idiots talking about,
if you turn it, you could put on KFC Radio for the first like 45 minutes and be like, I still don't get it. I don't know what's going on. And then the flip side is this like extremely shareable but kind of low quality TikTok world where it's like you can share it with all your friends and it's going to get views, but let's be honest, half of them are just like people playing clips of music and whether or not they remember songs.
Yeah.
So it's this in between where it's like it's quality but still short form and like I mean there is a need for that kind of shit still where it's like we were even talking before you came in about how to share it and Pavs was like, should I shoot it vertical so that we can put it on reels. He was like, I'm not going to do that. I want to do square. But Nick was like, no, you got to do that to get because it'll get suppressed by Instagram. And I was like, I think you should just go into it and be like, it is what it is. It's better consumed this way. We're not asking you to sit down for 2 hours. We're asking you to watch 11 minutes. You'll also probably put them out individually.
Yeah.
And it is. We're not gonna bow the algorithm. We're not gonna fucking do what sizing we have. Here it is.
I tend to think that as well. If someone smarter than me tells me otherwise, we'll do that. But that's how.
It's probably a happy medium. But like I think it's just the pendulum. I think is a little bit swinging back of like. People, I think, are annoyed with algorithms and for you pages and all that kind of shit. And it's like this is a little bit more like that shit. I've never word of mouth.
I've never done that. And it's my shit with like social is I just don't need another medium where people tell me to go fuck myself. So like I like I've clearly I think had something of a reckoning with social media, but like I've never used the For You pages. I and like that's why this is like particularly nerve-wracking for me because like I don't do TikTok because it's like I don't know, I'm scared.
Yeah,
and I basically I'm a coward.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I can tell there's some like. It's not a cowardice. It's like just a fear of doing something. But it's like I know you didn't want it to be a big like push. It was like we're just gonna put out a new show, and that's because it's a risk and it's you're nervous. But
you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Well, guess what? My comfort zone is really fucking comfortable.
It's tight. My comfort zone is like this fucking big. But when
it has to be that way.
But when you got a hit on your hands, like I think we should all out blitz this shit because it is. I want it to get in front of as many eyeballs as possible. Do your duty, share it on your page, tell your friends about it, spread it word of mouth. Because first of all, it does take a little bit more effort than just this bullshit, and there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and so they deserve it for that. But also like if you want better, like right now, everyone, I think most people like in our comedy world, in our our sense of humor world, are like fuck TikTok and fuck the algorithm and shit. It's like, well then fucking change it. Do something about it. Like you guys are the world has let the platforms take over. Whereas like if you were to spread and talk about Out of Order and push the good shit.
Make sure you use the right hashtags though.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Like make sure you when you're sharing it, use the hashtags that'll catch it up in the algorithm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Let's still absolutely utilize the algorithm, but let's not. Yeah. I mean, it's It's going to be great. I don't even know what else is in store. But I've always said, I think I said this the other day, how many times on the show have we been like, ooh, we got to make a movie out of that. Let's make a movie. Or like, oh, that's going to be the pilot of our TV show. And all it is one good idea. And you can't make a 2-hour movie out of that. But all of those now have a place to become sketches where it's all the what ifs. It's like, I really think that's what Chappelle's show was. It was like, oh, there's that show Wife Swap. What if it was a white and a black family?
Yeah.
Here you go.
That's actually one of my favorites.
That's one of the best ones. You know? What if different races could draft biracial people? It's all these concepts that you just play out. And I think as long as you do that with today's world, there's like an endless amount of them. So I think it's awesome, man. I'm very proud of you. I think it's very cool.
I hope so. I like I said, everyone. We're in a room full of funny people when we shoot it. Everyone laughs.
If that's not,
I hope it translates.
Yeah, I think also it's very. I'm gonna love being able to watch stuff from Barstool that like I'm not in. And I don't have to worry about it at all. And I'm like, oh, a new episode of Out of Work. Let's go.
I don't know how often we're gonna be doing. Once a month, we think.
Oh, once a month. Trying to get 4 to 5 in every single one. Yeah.
I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah.
So like once a week, and like
then if more people get involved,
might not always be there, so we'll just go with different people. Like, well,
well, that's the thing. If you do end up with a roster of like 12 or 15 people that can do it, you can probably bulk up the frequency or the number of whatever. But right now, I think
it is hard. I mean, just we're two people with. Rather busy schedules. Let's be honest; it's a joke of a job. But
there's always shit to do.
There's always something,
and those things do take a long time.
It's with the producers; it's hard, and Sas on the road. So it's hard to get everyone's schedule lined up.
But then when you do, it's like got to shoot it, reshoot it, a couple hours, whatever it is. So it's work.
We should every sketch we have the idea for right now. We should get everything, all the costumes, wigs, shit like that. I feel like every day we shoot. We're like, fuck, we got to round to grab this, we got to round to grab that. Let's just after we finish this podcast.
It was very old Barstool. Like it was like 20 minutes before shooting. We need 2 costumes.
Right.
2 mic and 3 extras.
Well, we can't get any of those things. All right, let me pitch a couple ideas for sketches then. Okay. What if you are a popular football analyst, writer, and you go on the internet and tell the entire world that you only wash your towels every 30 uses? What if, Dan Orlovsky? What if?
Dude, so here's the thing with that. First of all, I quote tweeted it, and I was kind of making a joke. I was definitely making a joke. Because I was like, this man washes his towel once every 6 times a year. And people were like, the shocking thing was people are so bad at math. I'm like, no, I'm joking. I shower every other day.
Right.
Not that I'm. And also, I am bad at math, but that's a bad reputation to have when people are like, he's probably not talking about how non-hygienic he is. He's talking about how, like, he just sucks at math. And like, it's
a funny joke if someone who can do numbers tells it, but you're retarded, so it's not funny.
But the issue, and I've become a more in my new apartment. In my old apartment, it was very well known. I had one towel that I ripped in half. Yeah, those were my 2 towels.
So that also, if it's a rippable towel, that means it's a shitty towel too. So that it's like
it was such an old towel, it was ratty. And it was like a canvas that just kind of split. I was like, easy rip. That was fucking no problem. And but now I've moved. I have laundry in my unit. And I do it more often now.
Well, so here's the thing about
and I have more towels.
30 uses is either if you shower once a day, that's a month. Also, if you shower like twice a day, that means that towel is fucking wet and used a lot. So either way, because if you said like I watch that shower, I wash that towel like once every 2 weeks, I'm like, I don't know, that's probably still not good, but it's not crazy.
Yeah.
But if there's 30 uses in that 2 weeks, that towel is fucking gross. That's a twice a day.
I'm about once every 30 uses, I think.
You're doing once every 30? That means you shower how often?
I'm about twice a day with a shower, and I'm over a week with wash.
And you're like 2 every day.
More.
So like when you go back to that towel, is it still damp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too. I was about to say I brought this up because it's a topic on the internet right now. I'm not as like against him as I think some people on the internet are.
Yeah.
I don't have.
But we've learned white people are disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Like, dude, like people have started replying to me with other things. Like they're like once a month. That's how often you should change your toothbrush.
Oh, I haven't changed my toothbrush in like
I
2
was
years.
like, excuse me?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Right.
Like, I couldn't tell you last time I got a new toothbrush.
yeah.
Probably close to 2 years
Right.
ago.
And
then someone goes, sorry, go.
Well, you know who fucked me on my toothbrush is Biz. Biz came to me in the early days of Chiclets and was like, my buddy's starting a fucking electric toothbrush company. Like, you got to get one. I'll get you one. And he wanted me to push it. I'm sure he had a stake in it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was his buddy. And that came with like one
ball pissing
my friend Paul Piscinet invented a. So that came with like one extra toothbrush head. And so I swapped that out at one point, and then I can't find the company anymore because the company is Brush. BRU with those 2 dots over it. But it just puts in brush when you fucking try to Google it. So I don't know what the
do you mean brush?
I can't find the company. I don't even know if it exists anymore. So I just bought another electric toothbrush head and just fucking jammed it on there. It works fine, but it's not the right fucking company. I should just get a new toothbrush.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They're not very expensive.
No, but it's it's like one of those
It's a
things.
thing.
It's just like it's a thing. That's all of these things are things. Wash my towel, get a new toothbrush, change my sheets, wash my clothes. They're all things that I have to do.
Bro, the other one someone said was, I think that's as often as you're supposed to change a towel, a floor mat, bathroom mat.
That I do actually change. You haven't changed that in like years,
3
ever.
years. I mean, I lived in my apartment 3 years.
Because those, especially if you're showering twice a year, I can smell
Never
because it's
touched it.
soaked all the time.
Never touched it.
Really?
Never.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but also it's like, fuck.
I mean, maybe I'll do it. I never even considered washing my bathroom mat. I don't even know what they're called. Are they called bathroom mats? Towel mats?
You're talking about like the
thing
little carpet thing on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not like the in the shower like
No.
things.
Oh, I don't have
those. Are
those.
stupid.
No, I'm not 90.
Those are also those are just designed to catch like mildew and soap scum underneath it.
I think they're so old people don't slip and break their hip.
Right. It's like and
got
the value
good enough balance
Yeah, we're
still.
fine. The towel thing is funny because I don't have an answer for you. I know it's less than every 30, but it's when I finally just throw it in the hamper.
Yeah.
It's basically when I see another fresh one from that's folded. I'll just grab that one and throw the other one out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's 5 uses, 10 uses, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's 40 uses.
And the thing is, I have 20 towels.
Yeah.
But I got 2 towels at work.
I got 10 pairs of jeans. I got 2 that I like.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
The other
I
towels
I don't
are just-
have.
We've talked about this extensively.
Well,
there are 2
towels
kinds of
that towel, and there are towels that look pretty.
Yeah.
I want a towel of towels.
I want an old ratty towel.
I want. You know what I want?
It's like sandpaper. I want to exfoliate when I dry off.
I want a towel that when you wet it, you can see the water. Like a towel.
Yes.
Gets, it absorbs it and gets darker where the water is. Because there's other towels that just moves it around your body, and I'm like, is this even wet? It's like a chamois. It's like a
you might as well
ShamWow.
be drying off with a Patagonian fleece.
Yes, I'm just moving it around. It's like duck feathers. Like, what is even happening? I'm squeegeeing it down my body, to my toes. So I want a thin towel that fucking. You know what?
Why people invented towels that don't towel you off is beyond.
You know what it is, and I know people. If you care about what your, this is another thing. It's like you really care what your towel motif is in your bathroom. Beach towels are good towels.
Great towels.
But they're not fluffy and soft and they don't look pretty, but
and
they will
you
dry
look
you the
fat
fuck
when you
up.
put it on.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. It looks like you're wearing a clown's pair of pants.
Yeah.
Where it's like that big oval, like someone
Yeah.
can shoot basketballs into your drawers, whatever you call it.
The beach towel is also, it's big enough for bigger people. Because that's another thing. Sometimes I put these bath towels on and they're fucking, they look like washcloths,
Yeah.
Which I don't even use in the shower. What are these?
White people.
What are those mini towels for? I'm throwing those out.
I still remember that the Ask a Black blogger from Mo. People were like, wait, you use hand towels?
I still don't think I don't think you have to use a washcloth. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
I do not use washcloths. I go bar soap.
But I'm also I'm not. There are
ass.
things if you were to tell me I do something gross and I'd be like, wow, you're right, that is gross. I don't think that one's gross. I'm sure you do get cleaner. If you scrub something, I just don't if I ever was in a coal mine for the day, I would use a washcloth. When I'm just washing off the day, I don't think you need that. And I'm still, me, I go gravity with the legs. I'm good with that.
I actually do my legs, but we're just people are like, this means you're gross. It's This is how you're learning I'm gross.
fucking
Like,
kidding.
shit, I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. I mean, yesterday was a reckoning where I was like, I'll probably do my bath mats today. I'll admit that.
You should probably do
I didn't even know that. I did my sheets. I'll tell you what. Definitely pre-Amsterdam. Like,
well, here's the thing. Your
I-
sheets are very different. Sheets are a different game if you are having sex consistently versus if you're not.
right.
Because that will make you strip the bed. Some shit goes on in there, and it's like, we can't sleep in this fucking puddle. Like, this has got to go. But if you're not,
I wash my
you know
sheets.
you know what you really need to wash that you probably don't? Pillowcases.
Oh.
Because I don't care. My sheets, like, all right, my like legs. You're struggling with that there, huh?
Yeah, dude. I'll say them. So quick aside. I've started this in. You know, whenever you kick a nicotine habit, you gotta pick it up again 5 years later.
Naturally.
And
They make it quite hard to open.
it's way too hard to like a tin. Used
It just
to
rips the-
You just used to just open it. Now you gotta like line up arrows and shit, and it's too much for me. It's like a giant.
What we're learning is you're gross and dumb.
They've made these nicotine pouches childproof, and I can't break through. It's
just a
like, might as well
child.
be a goddamn Rubik's cube.
I can't. They're just ripping it open. But the what were we saying? The
Sheets?
sheets, like, but pillowcases.
Oh, pillowcases, yes.
Because you're obviously your face and your head's going on there, and then when you do change your pillowcases and you see the pillow underneath, and it's like that yellow.
Here's
Like
what
an
I've started
old
doing.
pillow. It's like, oh my god, that means that all went through the pillowcase.
Yeah.
And that means that's what, I'm like, holy shit.
I've started. I obviously bought new pillows recently. Thanks to Dave for recommending the brand for me. I don't know if we're doing free ads still. But
they live up to the hype?
Yeah, great pillows. But I raw dog them, so I know. So I know
how
when.
gross they are?
So I'll be like, oh, time to get a new pillow.
Well, that's crazy though, because pillowcases are way cheaper than pillows. You can do that, but it's also like that's like wearing underwear to like, you know what I mean? It's like you put a case on the pillow, so you don't have to just buy a whole new pillow.
Strong argument.
It's the only argument.
Strong argument.
It's why they exist.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
because the pillow does get gross, but then the pillowcase blocks it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty strong.
But that yellow, man, it's the same thing, I guess, as like when you have like an old white T-shirt. It's not so much anymore because deodorant has changed a little bit. But like you used to get yellow, and I'm like, what is going on that's turning yellow?
Yeah, I thought my dad was a construction worker for like first 10 years of my life.
Right. It's like, no, it's just pants. That has changed a little bit, but the fact that pillows get that color just from like, it's not like I go to bed sweating every night. It's like it just happens from I just living.
Yeah.
Same thing with if you.
They say like you like burn a lot of fat sleeping. That's why like. That's why
not enough. The same thing happens. I don't get with boxers. I've said this before. When you wear, if you have to wear an old pair of boxers, like put on yesterday's boxers when you run home from a walk of shame or whatever, and it feels like itchy, and I'm like, how does just like the fabric from yesterday make me feel? Is there like little creatures in there? Or is there fucking
yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
I think
what
you got crabs.
what you're describing is an STD, sir.
With the sheets,
all that shit's
I
gross.
decide I can tell I can't tell you how often it happens, but I can tell you when I wash my sheets. It is when I can't fall asleep the night before because I'm itchy.
Oh my god, bro! I am no squeaky clean kind of guy, but that's disgusting.
Yeah.
When you can
Because I
feel-
eat a lot in bed, too.
Oh, that I was gonna say. I thought your answer was gonna be when I spill the ice cream in my bed.
Well, those are
Is that-
extenuating circumstances. Of course, I will wash then.
Obviously.
Maybe I'll go to sleep on the couch for maybe a couple days, but then I'll get in there and I'll clean the sheets. But
Have you seen the?
when I'm like fucking picking up like blue chips? I'm like, God damn.
Well, itchy because of like
All of it.
Okay,
All of it.
because if it, here.
I always fall asleep with Zins now, so like I'll wake up there'll be like
that's-
3 Zins around.
You're
and a
disgusting.
bunch of
You're an extenuating circumstance. You are an extenuating.
You are an
circumstance.
extenuating.
Let me say how gross this thought is. If you're talking about being itchy because of chips and food and debris, I think that's actually the better of two options. If you're just itchy from you can't see anything on there, but it's just so dirty that
I've been
you're itchy.
there. Oh, yeah.
That's grosser than like, oh yeah, this is potato
What is
chips.
this? A dried mango?
And you know that's true. You know that's not him just picking a fruit that's maybe ridiculous.
Bro.
He's doing that on purpose.
Bro,
because he did that.
Crushing dried mangoes. Like, bro, I'm eating 3 mega sized bags. There's 20 servings per bag. I'm on a 3 a week bag click. So I'm eating 60 servings of mangoes a week.
And you know what the thing is? If they were like, if you were living like in the Caribbean on a beach and you were eating like real mangoes, it'd be one thing. These are like dried mangoes in a bag.
Yeah, they're the better kind of mangoes, not the chip style, like the fucking like air freeze dried or whatever they're called. I'm gonna put,
dude, 60 servings of mangoes a week.
I'm gonna show you the size of the bag for my last Amazon
60? That should last you like a year.
Yeah, nah, dude.
Like, yo, I'll tell you straight up, I won't have six servings of mangoes the rest of my life.
I eat $100 worth of mangoes a week. I get 3 of those bags at $30 a pop.
Bro, 28 ounces a pop. You're eating. Wait, no. You eat one of these bags in a sitting? Is that what you're talking about?
No, but I eat like one every like day and a half, 2 days.
It's 2 pounds. You're eating pounds, dozens of pounds of mangoes.
It's so good.
60 servings. Oh,
made in nature, they're called. Free ad for them. Made in nature.
Bro, I will straight up never eat a mango. Maybe there's a chance I'd never have a mango for the rest of my life, and you're having 60 servings a week. It's just, as similar as we are, there's certain areas where it's very, very different. That is crazy.
Great, they're great. Because I'm trying to be healthy, so like I'm not doing Sour Patch Kids. It kind of like fills the void of like a Sour Patch Kid.
So this is like you're weaning off of something. So that's okay. That makes more sense. But to bring it all back, like what happened to Dan Orlovsky is something that's happened to a lot of us here at Barstool. Sometimes you share something on the internet that you don't realize is a you thing. You think that you're saying something very relatable that everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, me too. I'm on a 30 uses schedule too. And what I'll tell you, Dan, and this is why I ultimately, you ask me where I stand, I'm on his side. When it comes to these things, people are not truthful. It's like they don't tell the truth about how gross they are. It's like you could put up a poll that says, do you pee in the pool? And you'll be like 50% no, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because people
that's 100. There are a few things that are 100% pee in the pool.
Yeah.
Almost exclusively.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You do not
You
pee
get
in
out
the
of the pool. Go into the house wet and pee.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry.
Dude.
I wish I could say no, but like, yeah.
Do you pee in the shower?
Yeah. Sometimes.
I actually pretty rarely pee in the shower.
Really?
I'm not I will pee in the shower, but I guess I usually just pee in the toilet
first.
before I go in. And I got it. Get it.
I mean, yeah. So Jackie's a liar, but whatever. I can actually tell she's telling the truth, which is weird.
Yeah, she's almost embarrassed to be telling
she's
us.
like, yeah, get out. And
sorry, I don't
traipse
pee in
water through the house.
Communal puddles.
But people, even just if they're sitting in the comfort of their own home and nobody knows, will like lie on the internet about these gross things. So there's far more people out there who are probably closer to 30 uses per wash than the internet is acting. But it is funny to see someone be like, send, and they're like, oh fuck. Everyone thinks I'm the gross guy now.
Dude, I saw it like 30 minutes after he tweeted it because he replied to like Marlon Humphreys, who's someone I don't follow, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, wait, how did this come about? He just shared it, or was there towel talk?
He was talking, I believe, Marlon Humphreys on the Ravens, and someone I follow Orlovsky. I think he's actually pretty great. And someone replied to him who I follow, so like that brought the thread onto my timeline.
Got it.
And it's probably I think it was 34 minutes after he had tweeted it, and I quote tweeted it. But when I quoted it, it'd been up for 34 minutes. It already had 1.2 million views.
That's all Black Twitter just being like, white people are gross. That's fucking diesel.
Someone said man's treating his towel like a skillet.
Dude, I'll never forget when Kelly Keys got roped into Black Twitter and they said that she smells like a wet dog. Yeah. The best. So yeah, how about another I have another sketch idea. You have a coworker who considers bringing hard-boiled eggs in his pockets to the office to eat. I can't tell whether I'm grateful or deeply disappointed that you didn't actually do it and you just told me about it.
Well, here's the deal.
Because if you pulled out a pocket egg, have you heard about this? Do you guys know what his idea was?
Oh yeah.
But he was running late. He wanted to have hard-boiled eggs, so he was going to boil them, put them in his pockets, while they still had the shells on. He was like, "Don't worry, I'll peel them when I'm at the office." So he was gonna come in with pre-boiled eggs, but not yet peeled, and just sit here.
Well, it would have been gross if I just had what I was going to eat.
Totally would've
loose
been
in my
gross.
pocket.
I don't think it's that
Obviously.
crazy. I probably would do it.
It is. It's
Again, it's like you're both dumb and gross and children.
Here's the thing:
If you came here and were just peeling and then and it was just smelling, I would fucking kill you. I'd buy a gun and I would shoot you.
What the only thing that deterred me was the fact that like people would be like, it's fake, and it's like it's not fake. It is like I there is an aspect of it too where like this would be kind of funny, but it is like that was my first thought.
You've brought
like
cases of ham, like packages of
on
ham
road
before.
trips. I stand by that.
Yeah, pocket ham, pocket eggs.
But the like it was one of those things like I was like just put it in your pocket, and then I was like, well, that's kind of funny. So like it was like
Were you
it
gonna
wasn't
put it
my
in, like,
first
a bag, at least like a Ziploc
thought. No, I was
bag.
gonna pop it. I was wearing a Carhartt, dude.
That's another thing. You know how gross the pockets of your jacket must be.
Yeah, like if I was wearing like a jacket like this, I wouldn't have. A
It'd be all
Carhartt,
fuzzy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Not the first eggs in a Carhartt, brother. But the like same thing. I'm like, so like I said with the mangoes, trying to be a little healthy, trying to not eat like all the snacks at work. So I like to eat before I come to work now. And I just do some hard boiled eggs. Yesterday we had Ari at 10:30, which is usually earlier than we do most interviews. And then I was kind of scrambling in the morning, and I was like, I'll make some more because I can't make scrambled eggs. I can, but I can't look at it. It's too gross to me. And then when it like sits in the fucking sink, it's too, and like there's no garbage disposals in New York, so like I have to like fucking like scrape
Scrub
it
it
into a
off.
trash.
Yeah.
So I just I prefer my eggs other ways, but it's just like it makes more sense to just hard boil them. It doesn't repulse me. And I mean like when if you're cooking like egg whites, I mean it looks like you're boiling cum.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. I even when I'm trying to be healthy, I'll do like 2 egg whites and I'll put a yellow in it just to fucking mix it up so it doesn't look like what it is.
Yeah. You need like egg blues, and it comes like with like blue coloring.
Yeah,
so it's just,
yeah,
like, it's just not cum.
Like the purple and green ketchup we used to have back in
for
the day.
kids to eat, yeah.
And the but so like today, yesterday they were my last 2 eggs. Today, yesterday, on the walk home from work, I
So
bought
how many eggs are you crushing?
about 3 a day, just like a little whack.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So you have like a pound of mangoes and 3 eggs a day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's an upgrade
And-
from like ice cream and fucking.
And
Starbucks
last night I
kids.
also had salmon, and I had lemon chicken, and I had a bunch of turkey too. I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I just fucking fistful
eat
cold
food
cuts
and
in my
watch action movies.
No,
Tell you what.
I'll go back to bed after 4 a.m. Like I'll be so I wake every single night like at 4 a.m. I wake up so hungry that I'll
Yeah.
wake up and I'll go.
But it's
fistful.
good that you're eating like, because that's usually when you cave and you're like, I'll just eat like a loaf of bread and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking. But if you're still doing like only protein, then you're gonna get in shape. It's gonna work.
We'll see.
But
I do this,
but
like,
let
once
me
a
tell you
year.
this much: if you start bringing eggs in your pockets, we just have.
I mean, it's straight up Frank Reynolds. Like,
Yeah,
it is.
I mean,
It's
can I
straight-
interest you in an
it's
egg?
Straight up.
But
Frank
like,
Reynolds.
we're disgusting, but we have some semblance of a reputation to upkeep. And you can't be the egg pocket guy. You can't be a natural.
Pocket ham, sure.
You
Pocket
can't
eggs.
be. Yeah. Well, even the pocket ham. Is
Can I
pushing
tell you
it.
something I did the other day?
Oh God.
No, this isn't disgusting. I don't think. But it made me very uncomfortable. It was like Saturday or Sunday where I had time to make myself a nice egg sandwich for breakfast. I don't have that. I do hard boils. But the
It's like the Tasmanian devil.
but the in the mornings on Sundays and Sundays I got nothing to do. Yeah, sure. I'll even do my eggs over easy on those days. Yeah, no problem. And I didn't have any turkey or ham cold cuts, so I had eggs and cold cut chicken. Made me very uncomfortable
Really?
because it was like
So similar to turkey in my mind.
it wasn't the taste. It was I was like, this is a baby and their parents.
Oh, like you slaughtered the whole family. To
Yeah,
eat them. Yeah.
it did not sit well with me.
Wow.
I was like biting it and looking at it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a fucking animal. like, I don't know how Hitler did it. It is like,
Did you know Hitler exclusively fucked his niece?
exclusive,
Yeah.
like their other
Like he
hot
could have.
Aryans.
Yeah, and he was like, nah,
whoa,
I'm fucking my niece.
no.
And I think he got her pregnant. She killed herself.
Jesus.
Yeah, these are Bert Kreischer Hitler facts. Shout out to Bert.
That
so
was
you're
a
sitting there
little
thinking-
reference to Blake Griffin's tweet. Remember?
What did he say?
Like I ran over a raccoon the other day, and it still haunts me. Casey Anthony's a monster. It's something along those lines. Maybe it was a squirrel he ran over.
Blake's a funny dude. I know he was like sort of doing stand up for a while. I hope he
forgot about that
retires
when he was with
from
the
the league
Clippers.
soon and like just does that because he's funny enough that he could be like a basketball Pat McAfee type.
It would not shock me, and I don't really know Blake Griffin at all. I don't even think I've ever met him. I believe we follow each other, but I don't think I've ever met him. It would not shock me to see Blake Griffin retire from the Celtics at some point and move to Barstool, Chicago.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, like he's ripe for that whole industry.
Or Barstool, New York. Come here too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on down to the comedy world.
He's definitely more a PMT guest, but
If you're in the comedy world, though,
Yeah.
I mean, New York's where it's at. So, I was watching something on Instagram the other day. Somebody he had a $250,000 investment in StockX. Did you see this?
no.
It was Dan Gilbert came to him, and
This is Blake Griffin.
no, it's another basketball player. I think he loves like sneakers. And Dan Gilbert is the guy who invented. He's the
Yeah.
he
I
invented.
don't think he invented it. I think he bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he like broke off, like he had a lot of his friends buy into StockX for equity, and it sold for StockX sold for $3.5 billion.
Really?
Joe Hayden, that's who it was. He invested $250,000, and then he says Eminem, Mark Wahlberg, Usher, a couple other people got to invest, and Joe invested $250,000, and that turned into $14 million because it sold for $3.5 billion.
Jesus.
Yo, it's like legal drugs. It's like StockX is a cartel. It's like Dan Gilbert is like fucking Manuel Noriega. Like you own the product and you control the price and all that shit. It's crazy. You see all those
Also, while we're talking about people getting really rich, shout out Ryan Reynolds. Someone replied to me.
You could make the argument that Ryan Reynolds is right now living the best male life on the planet Earth.
Yeah. Dude,
he sold his gin for $600 million.
610.
610.
Yeah, I mean,
he
I told
sold
you 600.
Mint Mobile for $1.3 billion.
Which was crazy because I was looking at Twitter today, and I think I texted you about it. And it's crazy. It was 1.35 billion, and the 0.35 because in numbers you're used to using, it encourages you to round down and just say he sold it for $1 billion.
Yeah.
And you forget that 0.35 is $350 million.
It's a big fucking chunk of cash. That's a big fucking chunk. Yeah. You know what? See, we gotta be smarter, Johnny. We gotta be smarter. Remember when we did those ads for Mint Mobile?
Yeah.
We should have done it for equity. We should have said, you know
From
what?
now on, we're going the Beyonce route. We don't do anything
No
for fucking
ad
money.
reads. We probably did an ad read for Mint Mobile for $2,500. we actually own 0.00001. We would have ended up with $2,500 worth of equity. But man, like that's one of those things that
He's going to buy the Ottawa Senators now. Like he was already going to do it. Like he was already in talks about it. He's definitely now doing it.
He's in on the soccer team.
Wrexham, yeah.
So-
But there's a difference between buying like a
joke soccer
the
team
fourth
and
league
and
in,
a fucking
in
hockey
English
team.
soccer.
Although you know what, shout out to the NHL. No, there's not. It's like you could probably buy the Ottawa Senators for like $150 million.
I think they're you're probably not too far off. Let's see what I was gonna
Really,
say. Like,
I was exaggerating.
I was gonna say like 600.
Yeah, okay. It better be above 500 million, but it might not be. Something happened in our lifetimes where sports.
900.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Nine
that actually
bids,
doesn't
some topping
surprise me
$900 million.
because something happened. I remember vividly when I was really
Donald Sterling got fucked.
Maybe it was that. Maybe they decided to fuck that guy. But I
They were
remember
like sell it for $800 million. Then what's his name bought it?
flip it for like now it's worth like three.
It's like billions already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What did Donald Sterling sell for? It was definitely in the hundreds of millions.
I remember as a kid when the Miami Heat were terrible, like the Ronnie Cycli days, that they were valued at like 400 million. Because I remember joking that if me and my boys ever won Powerball, this is back in the day when Powerball.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He sold them for $2 billion.
I still think that's like half though.
Yeah.
I remember joking with my friends that if we ever won Powerball, we're gonna buy the Miami Heat, and it was like feasible because Powerball was always around like $300-400 million, and like the Miami Heat was like 400 or 500 or some shit like that. Now, I mean, every sports team, and I don't know if it was TV rights or something happened with like the unions or whatever, but now, it exploded. Now, like the worst like WNBA teams are fucking, which by the way we talk about later on the show with Ari.
It's worth the Clippers worth 3.9 now.
Yeah, so you basically had a 50% discount.
The Warriors are the crazy one. The Warriors, what's the guy's name? Fucking
the Oracle dude.
Yeah, fucking. It's like Joe something, I think. No, not Joe Size. The Nets. Whatever his name is. He definitely bought the Warriors for like
$100 million. Yeah, I mean they were a joke team for a long time.
Joe Lacob.
Okay, I knew there was a Joe.
You get in on those, forget about it. Okay, one more sketch idea. Two more. You are a podcast guest, and you come to the show with your asshole plugged with toilet paper because your ass was bleeding, and you proceed to pull out the bloody toilet paper and put it on the podcast host's cellular phone. Ari Shaffir is on the program today. And if you know anything about Ari, he is a disgusting, vile creature. And he has no problem sharing all of those facts. And one thing he's been very open about is his problems with the bathroom and blood in his shit. And he literally uses a man pond that he had in his ass the whole interview. And then he pulled it out. And I don't know why, but it's Ari, and I'm just like kind of okay with it. Like I said afterwards, it's the Ari Shaffir tax. He comes on your show. You get one of the greatest comics ever. He's an OG in the podcast world. He's insightful and like a really good hang and a really good conversation and interview. It's good for business. And then he will do something irredeemably bad. And you just have to put up with it. He might drug you.
Yeah.
He might, pull out his shitty tampon and put it on you.
Is there a camera angle of me when he puts it out? I'd like to see my face.
I think I went wide for all of it.
Okay.
We can zoom in on it.
I
turned my head.
We're rolling right there, so we'll be able to get
I turned my head to John, and Ari was to my right. So I turned my head to the left. So I didn't see what he was doing. I just saw John's face seeing it, and it was pure fear, terror, and horror.
I was like, there's no way that's what it is. I was like,
no.
I could kind of see it. There's like your shoulder was in the way and the mic was in the way, and I could kind of see it sitting on the water bottle, and I could see red, and I could see like a toilet paper looking thing, and I was like, that must be a saltwater taffy. There's no way it could possibly be anything else.
He put it on the table. I immediately throw my hood up and pull the drawstrings like I go into hazmat mode. Feitelberg runs out of the room because he's about to puke, and while he was out of the room, Ari picks it back up and just places it on his cell phone. And as quickly as I could, I pulled John's phone away, but it still did graze it. I should have just told you it didn't, just for peace of mind.
I saw. I was peeking through the door. I had a feeling it touched. And I've cleaned my phone 1,000 times now. I am getting a new phone. It is very clear. The Ari taxes John has to pay out of pocket for a new cell phone.
That's what's great. It's like that. Like Ari came on the show and it cost you like $1,000.
Because I can't look at. I went to Apple right away yesterday, and it was a 45-minute wait, and I was like, well, I'll get AIDS. But I can't not. When I look at my phone, I can't not see it. Like it's just, it's like I told you before the show. Like it's like in the league, like it's forever unclean.
Yep.
Like it is forever unclean. My phone. I will,
and you'll always, at the very least, think of like Ari in general. Even just thinking about Ari's face, like Ari, you fucking gross monster. So that could be another sketch for you. And then last one is
I'm texting with Shane about it right now. I'm hoping he replies.
He put it on. He explains he put it on Louis J. Gomez's fucking like face.
Shane said, "Yeah, man, that's a classic trick.
Yeah,
he is truly vile."
Vile is exactly what I said. Like that is the word that people use for Ari. He's just a vile, and everyone wants to finish it off with Jew, but they're not allowed. But it's okay. Ari's a vile Jew. He just is. Those are facts. That's not an anti-Semite thing. He is a Jew, and he's vile. He's a vile Jew. Last thing. Okay, here's the hypothetical. Let's say the same podcast guest who has a man pun in his ass performs like a 20-minute internet series, and the producer does not press record on the camera, and we need to come up with a punishment for said person. What would that be?
Hypothetically speaking, of course,
If that were to happen,
I think the best course of action, and I've already shared this one with you. I don't know if we're gonna lock it in, but I think the best course of action is 1 week. We get a Staples Easy button, which very much resembles a record button, and Jackie has to have it taped to her hand. And she can take it off. You can take it off when you are editing.
Okay.
And because I imagine you need both hands to edit the podcast. Aside from that, when you're out to dinner, when you're out at bars,
you're in the shower, when you're in bed,
you have a and much like the Hank rule,
when can call in at any
we text
moment
and say send me a picture, you have 10 minutes to reply.
I want to make it even less. You know?
Like, I mean, people do take showers, people do fall asleep, so you got to be kind of reasonable with it.
Yeah,
we'll find out what days. Number
Is
one.
it like on my palm?
Yes.
Okay.
So you basically have like a ping pong
Giant.
handle
Giant. Yeah.
for a hand.
I mean, there's so many uses for my hands throughout the day, though. Like.
Oh
what-
yeah, there are.
Hence
you know what
it
there are
being
so
a
many uses
punishment.
for? Popular internet videos.
Yeah. That's
So here's my favorite part about the. First of all, new rule: if you fuck up, you have to tell me in person. You can't text me.
well, I
Because
was
that's not
going
fair.
to, but I was going to, but you guys left, and so then like Nick was like, tell them like right away.
Okay, because over text it seems like it's just a.
It's so much more serious.
Yeah. You're like backing me into a corner, making me look like an asshole, and I have to text back, being like, "Wah, rah, rah."
I just because I didn't realize that you guys left. I just wanted to like tell you like right away.
Right away, yeah. The other thing was shout out. This is a phrase that has been used before in Barstool lore. Shout out to White Sox Dave and his showers. Jackie said it didn't take.
Yeah,
She said she pressed record and it just didn't take. And I'm pretty sure the machine would have just recorded if you pushed the record button.
No, but like the thing is it didn't take. Like it literally like you said, are we ready to go? I like thought we were like waiting for Fight, so I hadn't pressed record yet. I know it wasn't recording. Then I pressed record.
But
I guess
you
I didn't.
didn't. Right. So it's
Then
not
I
that the camera didn't take. It's
And
that
we
you
are
didn't
forgetting, not that
push.
it matters at all, but we are forgetting that I did half. There was half. Well, there's the who's a big asshole.
Yeah. But to be fair, the answer to the internet was so fucking funny. Ari killed it. Now, in order to make this
I'm just ordering an easy button right now.
all harmonious and kind of come full circle, I said, why don't we let Ari pick the punishment? Because
Oh, did he have something?
Because he was the one who, technically he like wasted his time. Nobody really cares, but whatever. And I said, I didn't phrase it to him as I'm going to let you pick because he's terrifying. Like, who knows what he's going to come up with. So I said, I will consider your input. And being the benevolent leader that I am, we will not be going with Ari's because he wanted to incorporate his bloody
Yeah.
toilet paper. So we will not be doing anything with
What
that.
do you want to do?
I don't know. He just said it should include that somehow. And I was like, what do you want me to, like, come to your house and pick up another fucking... This is more...
Not a punishment for me, dude.
Right.
Okay, so this will get here on Friday, so we will start on Monday.
Okay, got it.
Easy button. And this is not fucking bean socks. This is not
No,
like
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
do
no.
it once and then we're letting you off the
No.
hook.
No,
You have
I'll
a
do it.
fucking a button hand for a week.
I know. I feel really bad. I feel really, really, really bad. But
You also have to figure out how long Dave's rule was for Hank, because I don't know how to find that kind of thing.
What?
for a week.
Oh, how long?
Hank's was like a month.
Hank had to do it for a month. 30 days wearing an I Am Internet Troll shirt. And I think there was a little bit of a grace period on the like, prove to me you're still using it.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, the thing that sucks is you can carry an easy button in your pocket, in your purse,
Yeah.
and put it on. You can't, like, leave the house. Like, he had to wear the shirt. So
True.
so she can just be out at, like, a restaurant, and then we text her and she puts it on, you know? So
okay, if you're out, you can't bring a purse either. Nah, that's too much.
Might have to be something like.
Also,
on her
like, is it
face.
gonna always hit the easy, like
Maybe.
the sound?
Yeah, probably will.
That'd be great.
What if I'm sleeping?
It's a punishment.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be bad. So we reserve the right. We're gonna workshop this because there is ways around this that she's just gonna be like whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
mean,
still a bitch to wear it at work, but
I
the point
won't.
is
Yeah.
full blown punishment.
It is. It's
Because-
inspired by Friday Night Lights, where you don't fumble the football.
Yeah,
and you
you
tape it
carry.
up and
Yeah.
shit like that. So you're taped to the record button. But yeah, there are ways around it. Maybe we'll super glue it.
Maybe like she has to wear like those gloves that like hawk trainers wear. It's glued to that. You have to have the glove on at all times, and you strap in for the day, and you can't take it off. Yeah, it might need something that has a key that only we have.
It's
we can unlock.
Jackie's chastity belt.
What if she just has to wear a like maybe we don't even need it to relate to the record button or the easy button. If she just has to like wear a motorcycle helmet all the time.
What? No. I mean, yes, I will.
Or a bicycle helmet.
Yeah, maybe that. Because then even that, like taking out a bicycle helmet with like, first of all, her being out at the bar wearing a bicycle helmet's hilarious. And even if she's like faking it, she's a woman of honor, so she won't. But like she could bring out the bicycle helmet with her. That's annoying to carry and shit. Yeah. But even having to be like strapped in and take a
bicycle helmet
picture.
might be better.
Yeah. Like a
I guess we'll put this to a vote.
Yeah, okay. And it can be anything. It can be a vote. You can vote on the ideas we put out here. You can also suggest ideas. Because we can't have it happen again. So it's got to be something that you're like, I don't ever want to go through this again. So I will always make sure I press the record button.
I mean, now I can tell you, like, I'm scared straight. I'm not gonna.
No, you're not. You say that, but we're still smiling and laughing. There's got to be I'm on a date
you guys
with a
don't, like-
rapist who has a DUI, and I'm wearing a bike helmet. That's okay. Maybe how about we can do something like this too? Like, you have to wear it for like a week or 2 weeks, or like you have to go on like one date wearing a helmet or something like that, and then you're off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you can cram it all into one really embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
So you have to like go out. You have to like match with a guy, talk to him for a little bit, meet up. He's got to be hot. You want to actually hook up with him, and then you meet up, and you have to wear a bike helmet. And when he asks you why, you can only say, because I'm afraid I might hit my head on something. And you got to try to play straight. Just be like, I actually think more people should wear helmets. Like, it's dangerous out here.
Oh
Yeah.
my fucking God, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna do this again.
Exactly. We're never going to lose another answer to the internet.
While we're on Jackie, how's the video for the week coming?
So I did it,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't like edited it. But like I did it last night.
Can we get a sneak peek or like a theme? Tell me what it is? No?
No, I mean like it's not good. Like I got all in my head because then I was like, well,
She's
I
a great
screwed
promoter,
up.
folks. She's really
Yeah,
great.
I know. Because then I was like, I screwed up, and then I got all in my head, being like, I can't screw this up too. So then I was just like, I did it like last night, and then I was like, and then
You could also.
woke up.
I don't want to dissuade you if you've already done this one. Make content about this screw up. You know, sometimes it's best to like do what's actually happening in your life.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're thinking about the most, and you're actually like, you're not forcing anything.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
So
You can make whatever you want, though.
Monday's episode when we record, we will have the punishment locked in, and we will have your new video, so we can talk about that, whatever it may be.
Got it.
Jacking off. Jacking off. All right, before we get into Am I the Asshole, I've got the distinct honor of having the entire Out of Order Brain Trust on the show now.
Not the entire. There's a lot of people
There's a
working
lot,
on this.
but we got Pavs, we got Owen, we got Sass, we got Feitelberg, Nick. Owen's back for his first day at Barstool, his second first day ever. And you're in the illustrious crew of maybe 1, 2 people. I don't know. How many people have had second first days at Barstool?
Rico.
Rico's had like 1,000.
Rico's a dozen.
I don't know.
Devlin.
Devlin had 2.
Tyler O'Day.
Did he?
Did he do 2 stints?
Didn't Tyler O'Day leave when he got, or no, he asked for a 300% raise on his first.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he
right.
formally left. I think he just had
Yeah.
crazy demands.
And then, but he got fired. Like he went into the Milton office.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So what a crew. You,
It feels
Rico, and
great.
Tyler O'Day. Amazing. Perfectly Barstool. He doesn't know like where he's technically working.
Yeah.
If he's getting a paycheck. They just
happy
said
to
show
be
up on the
here, boys.
15th. It's like I don't know if I'm a producer. I don't know if I work in the social media
Is it
team.
15th?
I'm just
Payday.
payday. Let's go, baby.
For you,
Um,
not for me.
yeah, you're like the opposite of Office Space, like where they just stop paying him. I think they just like flip a switch and the pay just starts again. Just like I bet you they never even took you out of payroll. They're just like put it back on.
I've been watching Succession. Have you guys seen Succession?
I did like the first season and a half. After that, I was like,
Wait,
I
is that
get
a real
it.
question?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah. But the whole world has seen Succession.
I just started watching. It's fucking awesome. But
Yeah.
the scene where Greg gets hot, where he finally gets paid, and he's like, "So I got paid today, so I'm rich now." And he gets like a slice of pizza.
What an all-time character! I can't believe we have not gotten him in here yet.
He does-
He is a Barstool.
He's probably
fan.
like a fan of you guys.
I think he's been on Chicks in the Office. I know he went on that pizza review with Dave.
Yeah.
Like, please, just come on.
I'm not anti. The man himself seems to be very nice. Everyone loves him. I don't. The character's fine for me.
Really? Dude,
Yeah.
I think that there should be a whole spin-off like
A Tom
show
and Greg
about
show?
Tom and Greg.
Oh,
yeah.
man. I just watched the
I like
Supercut.
Tom way better.
Dude,
but I think
what?
together
Tom and Greg
they
are
are-
so fucking funny.
Because you can't get some of the great Tom moments without
Without-
having Greg
true,
to be like
true,
this
yeah.
bitch, you know. Anyway, so we were just talking about how you will spend tonight. Feitelberg is like, I will be away from my phone for 5 hours. I'll be on Do Not Disturb. I will not watch. I will not be talking about it. I will not be on the internet. Sass was like, I will be scrolling my phone until 2 a.m, reading every single comment. Where are
somewhere in between. I'm gonna turn social off. I don't want to see comments.
you? Yeah.
But I do want to see it.
Yeah.
And it's
So you
easier
haven't
for
seen,
me.
like, the
no,
final
I've
product?
been rewatching it all the
Oh,
time.
okay.
But I
Yeah.
just love watching it.
Yeah.
And it's easier. I'm not in it. Like
That's
you have
true.
to see your own face.
Do
and
you
stuff.
watch yourself?
And hear my own
on
voice.
anything?
Yeah, that's gross.
Dude,
Not
when
that
we
it's
first-
good, but hear my own voice is not good.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we first
it is
started doing
worse,
our
actually.
podcast, I would watch the full episode.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Well, because I know a lot of comics, you have to rewatch your shit and like.
I listen to my sets like
Yeah.
every night, which sucks.
That's. I mean, that to me is like part of like the hardest part of the gig is like that almost.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't start
'cause
doing
I
that
could
until
never do that.
recently.
You
But
have to,
apparently,
right?
it's like I didn't know that people did this, but like you do like a voice memo of your set, and then you like listen back, and you can like add tags and stuff.
So you listen to yourself doing it not in a club?
No, I record my sets.
Oh,
on my
okay.
phone.
Like on the stool.
But it's
Yeah,
almost
I
like
got
you
you.
have to like to know where the laughter is,
Yeah,
the pauses,
yeah.
and all.
And
that.
it
Like,
does
you
help
do-
a ton.
I think it would absolutely help podcasts.
sure.
We just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I first started listening to podcasts in general, when somebody would talk over another person, I was like, oh, that is annoying, and I do that all the time. And if I had listened to myself 10 years ago, I would have known that and been like, I got to stop doing that. But we just didn't for a fucking decade.
Yeah.
Now I do listen to them, and I still don't change. But whatever. I know what the flaws are. I just don't change them. But yeah, I mean, John's never like watched anything of himself, so this is the hardest thing to watch. A podcast where you're just being yourself, or live streams, like whatever. When this is like I wrote something or
Yeah.
produced something, and I'm like, here's my.
Well,
art.
I'll talk for
It's-
John. He's like insanely good at it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
crazy.
We were just talking about that on the Yak. I was just saying that like we would go in and like I need like 10 takes to like warm up, and he's like the first take. It's like already funny.
He's a good actor. He
Yeah.
doesn't know.
I
He's a
act every
character
day.
actor. He gets into it.
I couldn't believe.
Yeah, Jim Carrey says his greatest role is himself. Is that you?
No, I love that quote.
That is you. The fact that the Adoption Baby skit was like the first time you two recorded anything is wild.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I almost thought it was rehearsed. The way you guys were both like, I thought it was gonna be a boy. I thought it was like,
Yeah.
you were talking like over each other, but in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, they must have like done that a bunch of times to nail that. And then I found out it was the first fucking take.
Mm-hmm.
I found out today it was the first thing. I didn't realize we didn't do.
He
Which
didn't know-
I agree. I thought
Yeah.
the first one was funnier.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Paz wasn't gonna tell him. He was John,
know he'll never
John was
watch
never
it. I'm
gonna
just gonna
see
do
it.
this.
So I'll just put out the first one, tell him that we did the second one, and that makes me wonder how many times we've asked them to do like certain edits on the podcast, and they were just like, yeah, totally,
Bro,
totally.
he doesn't even know who Jackie is. I bet she takes herself
Out of
out every
everything.
single
Out
time.
of everything.
I was just talking. I was with Sean Gardini last night, and he was saying that when he edits the Matt and Shane's podcast, says he just mutes his microphone the entire time, even though there'll be like full conversations that he's in, and he just like removes his audio file from the episode.
Dude, he was funny too.
Yeah.
Those jokes were fucking funny.
Yeah.
The Chrysler joke. I mean, it's good. So
I'm very excited. I think excuse me. We've kind of been talking about it for like probably like a year.
Long time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's been like a long time coming, and I'm very excited for it to be out there. I think everything we do is very funny. I said, like, again, I probably will never see it, but it is the like.
If this episode airs and everyone's like, "This is fucking incredible," you still won't buy into it.
I mean, not that I won't buy into it. It's like I want.
It'd be nice if they said it though.
Yeah, it'd
It'd be really fucking nice if you guys said how good the sketch show was.
Dude, there could be 1,000 comments being like, "This is the greatest thing ever
But the
created,"
one-
and there's gonna be one that's like kind of underwhelming. And I'll be like,
Yeah, because you know what it is.
Kill myself.
It's always the one. The praise is always just like, "This is really good."
Yeah.
and the negatives like the way that you said that one word
Yeah.
and that one thing, and you're like, "Yes, that's
Have
true."
Owens
Yeah.
needs
That was-
always
Nailed it.
looked
That's
like
what
that?
was in. That was.
Yeah.
That I knew that was the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, you're right. That one little bit was stupid, and we should have taken it out. Fuck.
yeah.
But fuck that. I mean, I don't know how they know.
Yeah.
It's an impressive. Like, there's always one asshole who knife to the core, and it's like, wow.
It's just a
Fucking nailed
9-year-old
that.
because they're the best at
Yeah,
those
they
things.
really are.
Just on their
Just
mom's
mean.
iPad.
bullying me.
I don't like the way his ears look.
I'll tell you who's gonna love it is Chris Hansen. We had Chris Hansen on the show not too long ago, and his kids are like 20 something, and they love Barstool.
Yeah.
And they told Chris Hansen, they told her dad, like, you got to go on the show. So he came on and did like a normal interview, and it was great. But ever since then, we get tagged in every Chris Hansen Instagram.
Oh, really?
Every fucking
Really?
video,
Is
everything.
that show still going on?
He has a new show on True TV. It's called like True Blue. It's the same show, but it's just like a different name,
Yeah.
basically. And I think that either he or his kids or whoever runs the social is gonna fucking love Chris Brenson. They'll be
Yeah.
sharing
I
that
have
shit left
seen
and
the
right,
opening of that because Fav showed me a clip where I don't talk, like where I'm like walking in.
It's so
and
good.
the way you just go, that's not him, is it?
Yeah.
It's so
I think that
goddamn
one's-
good.
I
What
think
am
that
gonna
one's really
fucking do?
funny.
I think that's the funniest of the bunch.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest one.
It's like the way that develops is so good.
That one, like, while we were
premise-
filming it, I was like, this is going to be the funniest one.
Yeah.
The premise is very funny, but then so you're like, no, you get it. You're like, oh, okay, it's making a spoof on a show we all know. Like, that's why it's
Yeah.
funny. But then like the new, like the little details are all so fucking funny. Yeah, I'm here to fucking.
Yeah, just how casual he is.
Yo.
Yeah.
Even the fucking.
And when he's like, why'd you?
Good for
He's like, you're the weird one. You brought your
Yeah, your
dad.
camera,
you brought her
your
dad.
dressed like it.
Yeah.
It's all very, very funny. So
You keep saying that like it means something.
Yeah, she's 14. Better be.
Yeah.
and that's all off the rip. Like that, none of that's scripted. None of that was.
No, I think most of it's
like
scripted.
half and half. But
It
like,
was scripted.
A good amount of it.
It's like we'll run through it one time with ideas and then pick out like the 4 best lines. And
Yeah.
then hammer
And
them, like the
redo
third
that.
or fourth
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I think it's like how a lot of
Improv
shows are,
shows.
where it's like we have a premise and we have like
But,
lines that we
but
know, like,
are
oh, that
you-
would be funny.
Are you writing out a script?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah. I would say on.
We always like have a script. I think some of them we end up not using it.
Yeah,
like,
right,
at all.
right.
So
Yeah.
Probably the better ones were.
I think the only one that we really didn't do a hard script was the priest one.
yeah.
That
And
one
that-
was,
because
but that
that
was
one,
because
it
that
was
was just
just
so
like-
easy to film. It
I
was like we
love
knew what
that.
it was going to be.
Like you doing.
We didn't
crowd
need
work,
any
shitty
jokes.
crowd work.
Just them
Yeah.
in
Was
full
so good.
priest garb was like enough.
Yeah, that's
It was just like
enough.
this is the funniest
But
thing I've
the
ever seen.
way, like, you know, that it was like the way that comics are doing like fake crowd work.
Yeah,
now, like
yeah.
the way that you did that as the vote. Was fucking
yeah.
Even the way guard dog, the way he does that first Mary joke is like, or are we all liars?
Yeah,
It's just- it's all very funny. I know this.
I
is
also-
probably just a
I
show
do
of me being
think-
like, this is great. This is great. It's funny, but it really.
I
Fucking
do
is.
think we're not far from that. Because I saw that was based off of I saw there was a podcast with like 4K multicam clips, and it was 2 priests from a parish hosting a podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like we're in the simulation now. Where
Yeah, it's
the
like,
jokes
what
are
is
becoming
going on?
real.
Dude,
Yeah.
the priest podcast, so it's like one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
What is it?
Oh,
Either-
dude, I remember that.
It's always on the top of the charts.
Chaps
Is
and I
it
had
them
a,
like doing a sermon or they're doing a podcast?
No, it's like a
I saw
religious
like
podcast.
a low level one, which was even worse. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tough.
dude. Chaps
Crazy.
and I
Just
when
talking about
we had
the
like
Lord.
Barstool Confessions. We had like this Catholic podcast where basically chaps just talking about Catholicism, and it was like I in my head, because I'm an idiot, I was like, dude, we're gonna be #1 top of the charts. Like, who the fuck
religion.
listens to religion podcast,
bro?
And that dude,
No, dude, those guys like sell out arenas.
he would have like,
I was gonna say those are like the mega church.
Yeah.
guys.
but there's even one guy whose name I don't know. It's not like the Joel whatever
Austin or-
Austin.
yeah.
It's like he would have like 99 of 100 of the top episodes. It was
Crazy.
he cornered the market.
Yeah.
You know, he's rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Isn't that's got to be against something if he's just like cashing in ads?
Yeah,
No, that's what all those
He's
fucking
not writing
guys
checks
do.
to the Vatican.
Yeah.
They all say, you know, God wants you to be happy.
Pay your tithe.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I've told like I've talked about
rats.
this, but like the town that I'm from, the nuns had a house, and it was like, dude, it was like a commune. Like it was a mansion.
Yeah, big
like the
baller
biggest
shit.
house in my town, and it was right on the water.
Yep.
They had the whole street, and you
Church,
just see
man.
nuns walking around in this like beach
Nuns?
house.
You can't take a
mansion.
vow of poverty
Yeah.
in Duxbury,
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
yeah, you can't. It was
Nuns
insane.
are weird, bro. Priests, at least, like, we know why priests are in the game, you know? Like, they have their vices and their reasons. What are the nuns getting out of being nuns?
I think it's kind of a dated thing, isn't it?
I
They used to
was
be
gonna
like-
If you find like a
think-
20-year-old girl right now who's like, I'm going to the convent, that's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
I think he might be onto it. It might be more dated. It was like shot clock. It's like they're gonna burn me for being a witch.
Yeah.
If I'm still single,
Yeah.
where I can become a nun, play this all off.
I went to Colombia, not even that recently anymore, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and down there I saw a ton of nuns. And it was
Yeah.
my first time seeing nuns in a long time. Because I remember like something
kinda
like
scary,
in my
man.
hometown.
They're creepy,
like,
dude. I'll
seeing
see them like
walk around.
walking down the street.
habits and
Yeah.
shit. Like, you see it at night, and it's like, I don't know, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. But like I'd see them in the airport. I was like, fuck, I forgot about nuns. Because they definitely are like a day.
Nuns
like,
making a comeback,
you don't
bro.
see nuns anymore. In South America, they're still all over the
They
place.
love their
yeah.
church down there. How many like skit ideas? Like, you guys got a lot in the can? Because I feel like now every time you think of like a funny premise or just a funny joke or something happens on the internet, it's like, oh, let's make fun of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can just start rolling.
Yeah, that's
out.
what's exciting too. Like we didn't blow our load in this first episode at all. We
right.
still have like episode 2 shot already. We have a bunch of ideas written out for more.
I think we
And
have
then-
like 3 or 4 that aren't done yet, which I think are probably our funniest.
yeah.
I think we have 3 or 4.
Yeah, that have like they're gonna be kind of tough to film.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
also want to push it off. We didn't want to like waste ideas before maybe we get a budget or production value or
Totally.
whatever.
You
But
need
also
more
it looks
people,
pretty
you
good
need-
regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't want to say it but Sass has an idea for one that I think is just the fucking funniest thing in the world, and it's the hardest one to film. Maybe we'll beep it. I'll say it. Like, I think is so.
Oh yeah,
goddamn
yeah.
funny.
I forgot about that completely.
Dude, I think about it every single day.
Yeah, I like wrote that out. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you guys should also do like quick one-offs, like as the internet gives you material.
Yeah, that's the other exciting thing. Now that it's like up and running,
Yeah.
like more topical ideas and more just shit like
There was a sweet spot like a few weeks ago where like if you guys did a filming at the gym type skit,
Yeah.
it would have crushed.
yeah.
And now that you have it up and running, like it can be low budget, it could be a quick reel or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm also pumped is like all of these can just work as like reels.
Yeah,
Like, you can just
standalone clip, bang it out. You know,
Yeah.
let's pick which ones you want to do
Yeah.
professionally and long form and all that shit, and pick ones you want to just rattle off a few jokes and go viral, and then pepper those two things together, and it's good to go. But I was saying earlier that this is basically the first thing being published under at least the idea or the umbrella of Barstool Comedy, and it's like I couldn't think of a better thing. It's different, it's unique, it's high quality, and it like if someone were to be like, show me the first thing that Barstool Comedy did, and I showed them this, it's like absolutely up to par,
I appreciate
So, and I think it's something that Barstool should have done like so long ago and never could have because of the way we operate. And now that like we can do it, I think it's going to be very, very big. I think you guys are onto something very huge.
I hope so.
'Cause if not, I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to sleep at some point in the next week. So. Dude, I was saying to Kevin earlier that like The only reason I slept last night is because you sent it to Roan, and then Roan texted me like positive things.
Oh yeah,
and it completely changed my mood. Like
Yeah.
I was in bed, like like sometimes you'll read a tweet like I don't need to, I don't know who needs to hear this, but like relax your shoulders, take your tongue off your mouth, and like I was in bed like
I'm fine. I'm going to sleep.
and then Rowan texted me. I told him, dude, you've
Yeah.
completely changed my mood.
Yeah.
I might actually be able to sleep tonight.
I think
Thank you.
anybody who's seen it so far, from like new employee to old school, like everybody loves it. So I'd be stunned if it doesn't smash. So
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
yeah, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure you like it, share it, tell your friends about it. If you're sick of shitty, internet comedy, make sure you share the good stuff.
Thank you to Pavs, Tyler, Jake Bass, etc.
Yeah, there's a big squad.
Greer.
Greer.
Machine
Yeah.
Greer is
Michael Greer.
Minestrone is a little sneak peek. Make sure you stick around through the whole episode.
Dude,
That's
we
all I'll
we
say.
shot one in Greer's apartment that I think is very funny.
Yes.
That one.
I started
think the
editing
next
that
episode-
one. It
yeah.
is amazing. The only issue with that one is it might need to be a full episode.
yeah,
20
Long.
minutes.
Standalone.
Yeah.
It's like the Charlie Murphy.
It's a TV episode.
Yeah.
That one was
Christmas
long.
special or something.
Last question: how often you guys wash your towels?
Oh man.
Oh. Anytime I do laundry, I
Every
wash
time
yeah?
my girlfriend does laundry.
Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. It is created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They have cracked the code on how to score tickets on last-minute deals. Score deals on last-minute tickets. I think all of us have been at a bar with the boys, realize, we're not too far from the stadium. Why don't we just go to the game? Why be here? You got to have that in-arena feel. You got to feel the electricity of the players, the crowd, everything. It is, we're lucky to be here in New York City, right across the street from a bar, which is all right across the street from Madison Square Garden. I've done this many a time. Go grab a drink after work and go, you know what? Let's go to the Mecca. Let's go see Patty Kane play. Let's go see whatever superstar you happen to live around play. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed because no one owns those things anymore. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle. Enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Am I the asshole for telling my roommate's boyfriend that I am a stripper? I, 21-year-old female, have been a stripper for about a year now. I'm open about it with my people. My family knows what I do. I'm not ashamed of it at all. I was on the verge of being homeless when I started, and now just recently I'm able to pay my rent for the year. I have 2 roommates. They know what I do. Asked some questions about it in the beginning, but they're very nice and accepting. People our age group don't tend to care. The issue: I was in my kitchen making myself some dinner when my roommate, also a 21-year-old female, walked in with her boyfriend. He's coming to visit for a few days. They started making themselves some food as well, so we exchanged some small talk. He asked what I'm studying in school, and I told him that I'm taking a break from school for a few months and pretty much just focusing on work. It is funny for a stripper to say I'm focusing on work. You can just say I'm making money right now or whatever,
Yeah.
but focusing on work, it's like you can't focus. You just do. You just are.
Gotta be in the zone up there, dog.
He asked what I do for work, and I told him I'm a stripper. He was pretty much like, oh, cool, and we moved on. I finished up and went back to my room to eat. Didn't think anything of it, but I got a text from my roommate later that night. She said, quote, really didn't appreciate you telling my boyfriend that you're a stripper, especially dressed the way you were. I was confused because I was wearing shorts and a tank top, which is what I literally always wear around the house, and I also didn't know her boyfriend was coming, so it's not like I was planning it out. I told her that I'm sorry she was uncomfortable, but I tell anyone who asks what I do because I'm not ashamed of it, and I was just wearing what I normally do wear. She said, quote, I should know better. She said that, I should know better than anyone what a male mind is going to imagine when they see a woman wearing revealing clothes who then tells them that they get naked for money. Then said that I'm used to seeking out male attention. I truly didn't know how to respond, and I still don't. The conversation made me pretty much uncomfortable, and I'm pretty much just stayed in my room the past few days. I am aware of the nature of my job as sexual, and I know some men will fetishize me, for lack of a better word, so I do understand why she'd be upset. I just don't think I did anything directly wrong.
Now, I thought this was going to go a different way.
Where do you think it was going to go?
I thought the girlfriend was going to be mad at her for saying she's a stripper because she doesn't want to, her boyfriend to know like that's the crew she rolls with. Like she really, because I get that.
Oh,
Like,
you
like
think-
when you meet your girl's friends and you're like, we do hang out with
They're
these
all
tramps.
fucking whores. Yeah. Oh, so these are sluts. Oh, so you just hang out with a bunch of fucking whores. Oh, you're the hose around town.
And like, and it works the other way too. Like when like people meet my
Oh.
buddies, I'm like, don't tell them you do fucking coke, dude.
Yeah.
Shut
Like,
up.
The amount of girls that are like, you're going out with Jimmy tonight. Like
Yeah,
I know what
right,
that
right.
means, you know.
Yeah,
And
dude, like don't have 40 drinks at dinner tonight. Okay? Like,
Right.
you're and that depends on how long the relationship's been. Like,
Yeah. And if it really matters. And,
that's like
you
it's
know.
a peak and valley.
Yeah.
Where like in the first 3 months, let's not be fucking animals today,
Right.
guys.
And then,
Like-
but then it's like open the gates when she's in. It's
and,
like,
but then once it gets more serious, it's like, let's not be fucking animals today, guys. Like it is, it's like there's a
Yeah.
bell curve to it.
Totally,
where, like,
totally, I get
And
that.
that's an age thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I forget.
I do think. Listen, this is almost like the same thing as being like, can men and women have relationships, friendships?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they can, but like 99% of them, people are thinking about fucking each other. You know?
Yeah.
So like, you're super hot and you're a stripper. That guy comes over to the house. He's thinking about the roommate stripper. You know, like he's thinking about fucking her. Now, the answer is like you should hopefully have a strong enough relationship that doesn't matter and that he wants to be with you and fuck you and all that shit. Because there's plenty of like hot women in the world he's going to come across, and if you're that worried about it, like it'll probably fall apart. But it is like every time he comes over now, I know.
But
that
see, I
know
wouldn't-
that like his friends are texting him like, what's fucking Jessica wearing tonight? You know what
Yeah.
I mean, like it's a novelty, and there is going to be an initial a reaction of like, oh shit, and the friends are gonna know and they're gonna talk about it and all that shit. That is true. I don't think it's necessarily worth like, I don't think I would speak up on it. I think it would just be like, this is the situation at hand, whatever. I wouldn't be an asshole to this girl about it, but I think there's some truth to like her concerns.
I get it, but speaking for myself, with my relationship with sex workers, if it's a hot girl, I'm gonna think about a hot girl. Fucking it doesn't. You could be a goddamn nun.
Yeah.
And if you're like.
Yeah.
You're attractive. I'll be like, well, I'm thinking about you naked.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about you naked. I'm wondering what you look like naked. I'm not photoshopping in my mind. I'm not 12 anymore. But
I'll be honest, you got really, really specific and defensive there. I don't know what you're doing. I swear, I'm not doing it.
But I actually would appreciate it because like now we have things to talk about. Like usually when you're sitting there with your your girl's friends, you're like,
What?
So how was fucking?
We have something in common. We both
like
know what strip
work
clubs are like now.
today.
Yeah,
Like, dude, what? So like, what was last night? Like,
Yeah.
what was the
But
wild
I
story
could
about last
see a
night?
girlfriend not wanting that. I don't want my fucking boyfriend.
But like, I don't want to hear about like what your titties look like. I want to hear about like some
the-
fucking shit that went down in the strip
Yeah,
club.
like the owner was like beating up some guy in the back
yeah,
or whatever.
who was the creep weirdo got thrown out?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That is.
But
like,
that also naturally, there's going to be some of the other stories where it's like, you're just going to get outshined by the roommate.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that you probably like and want to fuck my roommate more than me. Which is, I don't know, maybe be hotter. And be
Yeah,
more
no one
interesting.
wants competition. Eh?
Totally.
What? We all don't have hot friends we know our girlfriends are more attracted to.
Right,
Like,
right. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Don't come around here,
But
Tim.
I guess it's just the extreme. It's like if you have a hot roommate, you're probably already like, fuck, I have a hot roommate. It's like now I have a hot roommate, who's a stripper.
Yeah.
I think if she was blatantly like more honest, like yo, my boyfriend's gonna like me more than you now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're more sympathetic. The way she did it was bitchy. You should know better.
Particularly
and all that
dressed
shit.
the way you were.
Yeah, it's
is
like
very.
if she's just like, you're fucking hotter than me, and now my boyfriend
But
knows.
I mean, at no point are you ever the asshole for just telling someone what you do for work.
No,
You're the asshole for saying you're focusing on your job
She's
or
for
whatever,
sure
focusing on
not
your
the
money.
asshole, but it is like I do. If we're being honest about the way, knowing how like human nature works and how guys operate, there's a concern. There is a reason to be like, well, this would be. It's not a concern. I shouldn't say concern. It's not like a problem. It's just like, I wish this wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
And that in relationships, that's like everything. It's like, oh, I found out your number. I'm not like mad at you. It's not wrong, but I wish it wasn't the case. You do these things that bother me. Like, I'm not going to dump you over it, but I wish it wasn't the case. Like, there's a lot of that shit in relationships. And I think having a stripper roommate falls under that umbrella.
I agree with that.
What was yours?
Okay. This one is something that happened to me. So I live in a building, a small apartment building, where there's just like 3 people live there. I think there is a first floor, and I've seen a person go in there, but like there's not furniture in it. Like you can see it from the street. There's not furniture in it. So I don't know what that person does. I don't know if they technically live there or what. But so there are 3 people who live in my apartment building, regular, full time at least. One guy's got keys. I got a delivery the other day, and FedEx has given me the proof of delivery. It is on in my front lobby, and so they brought it inside. It's not like it was a porch pirate took it, and
they showed you a picture.
They sent me the picture, yeah, and someone took it. Am I the asshole for not going door to door and asking? I went to DJ. Hey, did you accidentally grab a package?
Yeah.
And instead just reordering and overnighting it so I could get it.
I'll give you the answer and then the real answer. You're not an asshole. You are a pussy.
Yes, obviously.
But you also are a completely reasonable person for just buying a new one. How much does it cost?
It was $150.
That's fine. I like if it was like $500 or something.
So it's now $300 in total.
Yeah, but it's still $150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I think you're within your rights to go banging on doors and fucking running an inquisition if you wanted, but also, come on,
it's not worth it.
It's not
like what if the person upstairs,
the value of your time and comfortability of your roommate, of your neighbors and shit. Like if you run a fucking investigation, it's not like you hang out with your neighbors and shit, but now every time you see them, it's gonna be weird. And if you do ever need some help or something, they're not gonna give it to you. And if this happens again, they're gonna make fuck you, all that sort of shit. So it's worth $150 just to not worry about it. But that's also we are in a lucky spot. Like a lot of other people would be like, I can't do another $150, so I gotta fucking find that.
Yeah.
So most people would probably say, hell no, I'm going door to door. We are pussies and have a little bit of money, so we can just buy a new one.
Can I add 2 things? And this isn't the main deterrent from me not knocking door to door. But it played a factor. My upstairs neighbor, black person. And I have an immense amount of white guilt. So I am not.
I was sitting in my seat going, please say they're black, please say they're black, please say they're black, please say they're black. That is a sketch for you. There you go. I mean,
I'm not going to knock on my black neighbor's door and ask if they stole my package.
No fucking way. No fuck. You could have video proof it was him, and I'm still not going up there. No fucking way. That is a perfect sketch. Like, dude, look, we caught him. Nope, not doing it.
Could be anybody's package.
Dude, that is 100% a deciding factor. He is off the list. Anybody else that's white, a girl, whatever, you can go do. A black guy or girl, a black woman, for sure not.
It's black woman.
Black woman? No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She could answer the door with it in her hands and be like, what are you talking about? I mean, no.
But you're right. My mistake.
Shot.
My mistake. That was, you're like, that's
so perfect.
Very funny. But like,
but a very real thing.
It's a very, like,
if you think I will ever accuse a black person of stealing something from me, you are outside of your mind. I don't care what the scenario
no matter
is.
the race, I was never gonna accuse me. Did you take my package? I was always gonna be like, hey, have you seen it? Like,
you didn't happen to grab this by accident. What is it? Can't tell.
Second, am I the asshole part?
Oh, okay.
It is 2 polos from.
You wear polos?
I guess now's the time to make an announcement. I'm becoming a sport coat guy this spring.
Oh no.
I bought like 4 sport coats the other day. I'm a sport coat guy now. I wear polos under my sport coats.
You're reaching your final 4. You're like rounding into like
Ellen.
This is like old school Feitelberg, mixing with new school Feitelberg, and now you wear polos and a jacket everywhere. I'll tell you what, if people thought that Feitelberg was a douchebag now, when he's at least dressing like, hoodies and shit, when he's in his
sometimes it'll be a hoodie and sport coat. We'll see. It's
gonna be. Yeah.
I think I'll pull it off. I think, and if I don't, I'll abort it.
But like everything else in
like
life.
we always do. But the polos.
I've heard that the double collar is making its way back in.
Really?
I don't know who told me that. But I feel like I heard somebody say they've seen people wearing the 2 polos.
Now they're
which was a phase, bro. That was something. That was the moment I realized there was 2 moments when I moved out of the Bronx into Westchester, and all my friends, all the people who that came to be my friends, were like Guidos and wearing earrings and getting like gelled hair and all that shit. I remember being like, if this is what cool is, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the pop collars and the double collars. I was like, this is what like is hot in the streets right now. I am not putting on 2 polos. I'm not fucking doing it.
Have you ever heard of where, and this is something I was told at boarding school, I don't know, I didn't look up its etymology, but where the pop collar was born of? I might have said this before. So
I'd imagine like a sunburn thing?
No. It is back in the day in boarding schools and prep schools and things like that, you had to have a starched collar. And if you went to school the next day, went to class the next day, and the collar was kind of popped up and not starched down,
you were like
people knew you like probably fucked the night before.
It's like you wore two nights in a row.
So it's like, oh, that's what the cool people do.
Cool.
And again, I don't know if that's true, but here might be the 2 polos I got. They're not like the standard polos. They're both a little unique.
There's a little flavor to that. Yeah.
But
I feel like I've already seen you wear like the
top
full
one,
button-up ones like this. Okay, that's doable.
Now, here's the Am I the Asshole? Why don't you scroll up and see where that is from?
I've actually heard they're kind of maybe
they're coming back.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
If I hadn't heard that, maybe I heard this all in the same thing. But I heard maybe it was you even. I heard if you go to an Abercrombie now, it's like you used to go to Abercrombie and it was like music bumping, a guy with no shirt on, spraying cologne, like you're in a club. I've heard now like their stores are very nice.
That wasn't for me. I didn't know that.
It was still the. Oh,
I don't know the opposite, but I hadn't heard that.
I think Abercrombie.
I mean, GQ was like writing.
Yeah. I mean, everything is like. I wonder if you, as a business, if you...
I'm going to cut the tags out right away. But like GQ is writing articles like Abercrombie's making like some of the best polls in the game right now.
That's the thing is I think everybody... It's like being on the internet for a really long time. Like you... Eventually, if you stick around long enough, people are like, they respect your name. Like your name is known. It's like, we know that they make clothes. They've done it before. They were hot in the streets at one point. Like... And I think everything is cyclical, where those brands are probably like, all right, we blew up in the early 90s, or mid 90s, whatever, late 90s, 2000s. We got to wait like 20 more years, but then we'll pop off again.
Just tread water for a little bit.
Like, let's just make sure we stay afloat, and then this will become nostalgic or throwback or whatever.
But there is a moment when you get the email from Hollister Co. that your order's on the way.
At least it's not Hollister.
They're from Abercrombie. I think Hollister must have bought it.
Right, but I mean, like, the Hollister store is still worse than
I've never worn Hollister. And
that was even worse.
Yeah,
Abercrombie at least was like, you're a preppy white guy. This is what you wear. But yeah, that. I mean,
I'm not a European DJ. I don't wear Hollister. There was like the frayed Hollister with a little bird.
Because it was almost like you were trying to be like a beach bum, kind of, but you were just a preppy asshole. And yeah, I mean, all those clothes and all that stuff. It was all just fucking Italian Guidos wearing and doing all that stuff. So I was just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I don't know what my style is going to be, but it's not going to be this.
We'll be anti-Italian forever.
Guys, right now, the Italian baseball team, the World Baseball Classic, boy, do I fucking hate them. They, first of all, are... I would imagine all just American dudes who I mean,
isn't Mike Piazza the coach?
Yeah, Mike Piazza, I think, set this trend off of just playing for Team Italy because you're like, your last name's Italian. They are all blasting Frank Sinatra. I mean, like this, you're just a fucking American dude, you know? They got Frank Sinatra playing in the post game. They've got the Italian flag everywhere. They've got an espresso machine.
Yeah, espresso machine in the dugout.
I'm like, you fucking Guidos. They're the worst. Wearing Italian flag do-rags on their head while Frank Sinatra plays. All of a sudden, you're Italian.
Are you allowed to play on that team if you don't have, like, the boot tattooed on you somewhere?
Yeah, you got to wear the horn fucking necklace or something.
If you say the first thing at tryouts was say mozzarella.
And the you're in. Yeah. Fucking.
You don't have to show a passport or prove like your fucking heritage or ancestry.
Just say marinara to me.
You mean gravy?
I don't care about the World Baseball Classic except I'm just rooting wholeheartedly against the Italians.
I don't really get the World Baseball Classic because I think a lot of the games are in Japan, but then aren't some of the games in Arizona?
I think it's like around the world. I think like you play in certain groups,
and then they all kind of come together.
I think so.
That's
Maybe.
Interesting.
Wouldn't know because
I feel like you would have
I did see
more pizzazz if it was all in one place.
Team Canada threw this kid Matt
I
Birch,
saw that.
19 years old, looks like he's 12 years old, and he faced a murderer's row. Pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 6 runs. I think they gave up 9 in the first in total. They'd taken him off the mound. He was just like.
Kids should be pitching in high school against freshmen.
Like that guy should
not.
not.
Trout.
That guy should not hang his head for a single second. Yeah. He should be standing on the mound going, "I fucking told you! I told you so! What'd you think was gonna happen? I'm a fucking JV high school player right now. You put me up against Mike Trout,
dude.
I would have thrown the ball at my manager. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I'd have fired.
Fucking
him. Like, you're fired, dude. You're fired.
I'm coming out of this game. You're gone.
Bring Trudeau out here in blackface. You're fired.
All right, voicemails. Let's go.
All right, voicemails are brought to you by Pirate Water. You knew it was coming. They are the exclusive presenter of our longest running segment at Barstool Sports, I think, probably, for our voicemails. Pirate Water is sweeping the nation. If you follow me, if you follow Dana, you follow KC Radio, follow Brianna, you know it's all over social media. Everyone, everywhere is drinking it because it's available everywhere. It is the ultimate party in a can for anybody, really, but particularly college kids. It is $2. You can get it at Walmart, gas stations, liquor stores, wherever you want. It is delicious. You have your Bahama Mama, your Miami Vice, your Margarita, your Sex on the Beach. You got all the flavors. Little hint, maybe you got some more flavors coming soon. It is taking off. Everyone's drinking it. It is the sickest can, which is like, you know how you buy wines, like you just gotta buy a cool can? Pirate Water, you get to walk around with a cool can all the time. People are like, what the hell's that? Oh, it's a party in a goddamn can. It is absolutely delicious. 10% alcohol. It'll get you there. 16 ounces canned, ready to drink malt beverage with 10% alcohol. All you need for a good time. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find it at a location near you. You can order it on GoPuff. Again, drinkpiratewater.com for a location near you, or order it on GoPuff.
I like this guy already. I like the cut of his jib.
He's Canadian.
What's up, Kevin? Long-time listener, long-time chickenhead. Fucking love the show. Fights. Jackie. Love it all. You know it.
Let's go, Pirate Water, baby.
We live here. Smoking the cigarettes. Fights. You know about these. You seen them in Buffalo. This one's for fucking Jackie. Jackie, the sausage fingers, Jackie.
Yeah.
She wants to be on Love Island. New show on Fox coming out soon called Farmer Wants a Wife. She wants a ranch. She gets on that show. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. One other thing I will say is, would you rather drink a glass of vomit or burp every time somebody says your fucking name? Love the show. Love getting pegged. Keep it up.
What do you say? Love
getting pegged.
Like that guy.
If he's not, I was pretty close with the Canadians. I think he's from upstate New York.
Yeah, something. He's got like a farmhouse in the background. Love. What's it called?
Farmer needs a wife.
Yeah.
I tried watching that. And it was so bad.
Not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good. Well, one way or the other, you will be a reality TV star. That's for certain.
This is
you can't drink a glass of vomit.
Physically can't do it. And dude, I fucking basically burp every time someone says my name anyway.
But like, what if it was like you can't go.
Oh.
Like what if it's a belch?
That's
because then I think you just got to try to choke down. Let's say you don't have to physically complete the puking because you couldn't, because you would just puke back up every second.
Yeah.
But let's say for like a solid minute you have to keep trying. You just have to, because this is a lifelong thing versus like 1 minute of terror.
True.
But goddamn, would that be terrible?
But bro, I mean, like, as someone who suffered from acid reflux before we got the dementia pills for 20 years, like I spent most of 2 decades burping.
Bro, you were destined.
I just did it. I just burped.
Yeah, I know. You're always going. You're like, this is why this sketch show is gonna work out and all this stuff. Like, you were just destined to do these kind of things. you have acid reflux to the point that you need dementia pills is so fucking.
It's almost a better would you rather. Would you rather burp all the time every time you eat or have dementia? And I chose dementia.
like they said the side effects are dementia and it's happening and he knows it and he's still like gotta do it. It's not like, oh, you know, that might happen. It's like it's happening. I can feel it. But he's still gonna do it. Crazy.
I remember the doctor, and maybe I've said this, but the doctor was like, just so you know, a side effect is dementia, but like, don't worry, you're fine. Like, I would give these to my son. And I was like, don't worry, you didn't have to tell me any of that. You're a doctor. Just prescribe me medicine and I'll take it. Like, I'm not some fucking guy who's on, I don't know, whatever fucking, for some reason I am getting pushed on Instagram, like those fucking guys, like the fucking finance bros and the fucking like, here's what you need to be a man kind of stuff. I don't know how I'm hitting, stop showing me that stuff. But like, I'm not one of these guys like question everything. Like, if a doctor gives me a prescription, I just take them. I don't even look at anything. I just go, okay, fine.
I was convinced, and I still kind of am, that I'm getting Alzheimer's, early onset dementia. But I had a good dozen match the other day, and I remembered a lot of things. And I was like,
I was like, that did this for 6 more hours.
Yeah, for real. That saved me. We were down 5-1. And we came back. This is after we blew a 6-0 lead to Minahan. Whoa. We had a 6-0 lead. I didn't know that Minahan was like the number. I knew he was good, but I didn't know his team was like the number 1 team or whatever. So we had a 6-0 lead on like the number 1 team, and we fucking blew it. I didn't even know it. But then we had a 5-0. I gave them the first 2 answers. It was like, you know when they ask an NBA like questions and it's like, I was like, that's either the Pistons or the Nets.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was wrong and they were right, and then I was wrong in the steal and they were right. And I was like, I gave you that answer.
We always do that.
And I did it on Celebrity Mashup too. I gave them who the guy was, and they were like, I know who the girl is, and I didn't know who the guy was, but we got the girl wrong and the guy right. And I was like, fuck. So I gave you your first 2 points, but yeah, we came back with a W.
That's good. I was gonna say, the double dip. No one ever uses it until last. It's always like the last lifeline used. But at some point in the show, it's either blank or blank.
Yeah, just use it
then.
Twice in a row on baseball, I called a friend and had the answer right. It was Dan Ugla and the Phillies. And I said it, and they were like, should we call? And I was like, yeah, let's call. Go with your fucking gut, man. You don't have dementia. Next voicemail. What up, girl?
What is the sport with the biggest gap from the best D1 athlete to the best professional player in that sport? Been a lot of arguments in my friend group that I think basketball, no best D1 athlete is beating LeBron James, Michael Jordan in his prime, obviously.
Disagree with that completely.
But they say baseball, no D1 is better than Mike Trout. But also, like, their argument is that the basketball players go straight into the NBA and almost no baseball players go straight into the MLB. And I think that's just like because they have a bad system. Like, why? They just have a bad system.
No. All right. Yeah. I mean, basketball is the number 1 sport where the most D1 athletes like come in and like can make an impact right away.
Yeah.
LeBron James stepped in and put up like a 28, 5, and 7 like right away. Like,
my caveat to that is, how are we choosing the best athlete? Because I'm strictly thinking of football, where like there's a lot of times in football where it's like, that guy's a Heisman Trophy winner. He'll be a 6th round pick.
Totally.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
How is he the best player in college football?
I think the answer probably is football, but it's more specialized. Where it's like, you can be a great offensive lineman in college and get steamrolled every single play of an NFL game. You know. But also, I'll tell you what. I think the answer is the miscellaneous sports.
Oh yeah,
you know, like the weird shit that it's like
the shit that we can't even name anybody.
But even like I'm a D1 like sprinter or something like that. But like the gold medal winner will dust you.
Yeah, like did you see that Tyreek fucking Hill video the other day?
No, what did he do? You finally race an Olympian?
I don't know who he raced. I
because people have always been saying that we need to see like Usain Bolt versus.
Can you pull the Tyreek Hill video? He must have been racing like, I don't know, like JV kids. Like it was. I mean, he blew them away, dude.
Oh, he won. Okay.
Like destroyed them. See if you can find like the right here, that Twitter.
But wait, what was the headline? It said what those kids were like. Okay, won the men's 60 meters. Division 25 to 29. So these are
like I think they're like
USA championship, United States men's track and field, I guess. USA Track and Field Masters Indoor Championships. And he just steps in and dusts them.
Dude, I think they're like 30 yards in when he finishes.
No way. Oh my God! Oh my God! They weren't even on the screen.
So like, I don't know what level those guys are. I don't.
For all we know, USA Track and Field Masters Indoor Championships is like not even close to the Olympics. But I mean, if that's any indication,
they're probably he finished 60. They're probably at 45.
Many found it odd that Hill, a decorated high school sprinter who once compared to the World Championship, chose to stage his comeback at such a low stakes event. So, okay, all right. So listen, he was competing against an accountant, property manager, and a museum employee.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's a beer league for track.
Okay.
Makes a lot more sense. That's bullshit though.
Yeah.
That's making the rounds like he's doing something.
Yeah.
So I want to see him go against the gold medal.
Yeah.
I don't even know. There was a time where who are the men's I remember Dan Johnson, Michael Johnson, but there was Dan. There's two Dans. I guess I don't know them, but yeah, I think though I guess there's not professional of a lot of these things, but it's I don't know, fucking fencing or some shit where it's water polo. I don't know, but I think the answer is probably football. I think the jump from pros to the NFL is bananas.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, baseball is a good answer too because baseball they acknowledge is such a crapshoot. They have 70 rounds to draft,
but yeah, maybe it is baseball because you do sit in the minors forever. But also, if you're talking about the best one, those guys do step in and play right away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's but
but
there is a learning curve where it's your first. O'Neal Cruz is batting 190.
I don't even know who that is.
The kid on the Pirates, the shortstop, who's 6'7". He hits tank jobs when he does hit the ball, but he's also batting under 200. So, but it's 100% not basketball. I know that.
Yeah,
that's the most
right
easy. Where you could step in and Allen Iverson right away was crossing over Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
He's not better than him, but you can hang with them almost right away. All right, last one.
What's up, gang? Wanted to start by saying really looking forward to the one show at the Wilbur.
One show at the Wilbur. This is one of our old
our
school
international girl
OG
gang
girls.
chicken head group will be in attendance at one of the front tables, and we will be causing a ruckus. On to my question. So everyone knows unsolicited nudes. Bad, right? No questions. But what if the purpose of your unsolicited nude is to turn the person on? Like a surprise, titties.
Unsolicited to your
or is it only unsolicited if they don't reply? In either scenario, I would love some confirmation. Otherwise, I think I may be the face of the Me Too movement. And I think I've been the face of it for about 10 years. And I know, Post-Nude Society for John.
Post-Nude Society is one of the funniest things. Girls can just fire off unsolicited nudes.
Rules are different.
A guy can get an unsolicited nude and go, cool.
yeah.
Even if you're offended by it.
I think it's a Ron White joke. You've seen one pair of tits, I want to see them all.
Yeah, totally. And it's maybe I could see a scenario where perhaps an unsolicited nude from a chick, if your girlfriend sees it or something and it fucks with your relationship, that sucks. That, but that's the only scenario where I think it's a problem for a guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's we look at it, we probably like it, and if we don't, we just delete it and move on. As a girl, an unsolicited nude is sexual abuse. You're their eyes are happening upon your ugly penis, and that will burn into their brain forever. So I recommend never unsolicited nude as if you're a dude. Even if you're hot, she's into you. Also
are we talking unsolicited to your significant other? Because that's not unsolicited.
No, that's not unsolicited. Yeah. Unsolicited is a.
It's when I grab your butt in the kitchen. It's not sexual harassment.
Right. It's when I put it in your ass. But she also says, "What if the purpose is to turn someone on?" That. That's always the other. There's. If you're on a plane airdropping your dick as a terrorist, then you're a sexual deviant. Everybody else who's I think their intent is I hope she likes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But
think,
actually,
but
no,
there's
no, as
also
I think of it now,
like
anybody who
they're
sends
turned on.
A truly unsolicited one is more like I'm turned on, and this is what I want.
It's like it's like a power play.
So so I get what she's saying. If truly in your heart you're like, I think this girl is gonna be turned on by this, and you're not like, I'm gonna like force her to look at my dick, even though I know she doesn't want to. In your heart of hearts, you're like, I thought you were gonna like it. It's like a pickup line that goes wrong. It's like, I don't know, I thought you were gonna laugh, but it's your dick.
It's your dick, dude.
So.
It's reminding me of this tweet I've seen. The tweet that was like, or I guess it was a DM. Used a lot is like I'm not reading all that, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Or sorry that happened.
Yeah.
This one I've seen quoted a lot. And, I feel like it's taking the place of the Tom Hardy "That's bait." Mm-hmm. I'm not falling for that hot take. That's clearly someone with a fetish for getting yelled at. I refuse to participate in that kind of perversion.
Yeah,
it is fucking cracks me up. And like I think that's what like saying the dick is like you want someone to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking
even
scumbag,
if you don't realize
weirdo.
it, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know. But there also does come up like somebody has to send the first nude. Someone's got to fire the first shot. The shot heard around the world. You know, like whenever that is, and you're in the talking phase, you're in the dating phase, whatever your personal situation like stacks up to be. But at some point, someone is gonna just go, I think she's turned on over there, and we're kind of talking about sex. Like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
and if you read that situation wrong, you're in trouble.
I tend to be like, I'm like Oliver.
I'll send one back.
Oliver, what is it? Oliver
Twist?
Please, sir, can I have some
can I have some wine?
Like, please, can I see some nipple, please? And then
will you be like, let me see it or something like that?
I'll be like
if the conversation turns sexual, I think it's like you can tell whether if some chick's like, I'm so fucking wet right now, like it's like I think I can
prove
send
it.
you say some shit like that, or you.
But also, I don't do that anymore.
You're post new society.
Post new society, dude. I don't even sex anymore, dog. It is fucking bro. I straight up like I have clearly mental illness, but like I have an anxiety attack every time I like straight up like
when the phone buzzes.
When my phone buzzes,
dude, I'm not there. I'm not for everybody, but certain names pop up, and I like it.
It's because I assume the worst. So like I hear the buzz. Like when I'm sitting on my couch, I make sure it's not on the same seat as me. So I feel a buzz because it will ruin the show, ruin the movie, whatever I'm doing.
At night, the buzz that goes through like a bed or a bedside table, because I had so many nights where somebody was calling me like harassing off the hook like 50 times in a night.
Yeah.
And I would wake up to it like zzz, zzz, it's like, and if I hear that at night, I instantly get it's a true like psychological reaction.
Yeah.
During the day, not as much, but like at nighttime, that trigger is real.
I am like a wife whose husband is over at World War II, and like every time the phone rings, they assume it's news.
The door knocks. And
I do not ever think I'm getting something good
news
on my phone. Like if someone texts me, calls, even calls, I'm actually better with. But if someone texts me, I assume it's either someone to like harass me or someone to be mad at me.
Ugh.
And it is
the worst. It's the worst feeling. It's just from years of abuse, but it's terrible.
It's like it's.
Yeah, can you believe there are people out there who just like don't know what you're talking about? Like,
yeah,
just like I get a text message and it's fine.
I can believe
like,
it, but
I know,
it is...
but it's like they could never walk a day in our shoes. They could never.
You know what it's like up here? It's a fucking nightmare.
For real. We're fucking real. You know, it's a nightmare. Ari Shaffir in studio.
Oh my god.
Let's talk to him.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers. Jets.
He's going to the Jets?
Yeah, I was trying to pull it up.
Guys,
you didn't see I was out of there. I thought. Yeah, so he said it's his intention to go to the Jets. It's not signed. He needs to they need to figure out the money. But
wait a minute.
But also, the most Jets thing in the world would be the entire fan base getting riled up, and then him just.
Yeah,
I mean that's already happened.
But he said.
What is that, McAfee?
Yeah. I mean, I went through Carlos Correa. I'm not doing it. Then okay, I choose to wait. I choose to not engage until the ink is dry. I was so skeptical from the jump. I couldn't believe when this started to take form And I still was like, no fucking way, because this is classic. You use a team like New York to leverage another offer, and you use it as bait, and you never actually had an intention to come here. And then it's like started to feel like it. I'm still not gonna do it though, because if it's like, yeah, no fucking kidding, you're gonna work out the money.
Yeah.
Like that's
what
the
contract
hardest
is.
part. You know, then this is a guy who's gonna make $60 million if he stays in Green Bay. So the money is probably a difficult part. I also though will say this: like the Jets cannot not now. Aaron Rodgers comes out and says, "I want to play for you. Just get the money." And if they don't, people will leave the franchise in droves.
You think
because
so?
I mean,
I think football, and I think fandom in a whole is like it's so perverted. Where like it does, like you always say, oh, like we're gonna lose fans, and I guess you lose.
They'll
like,
come back. Yeah. I'm not saying they like lose them,
Yeah.
but people will be. That's a hard one to come back from because the team is ready to win.
Is Aaron Rodgers ready to win? I didn't watch the Packers games last year.
So this is my thing. He's an enormous upgrade from the 3-man rotation the Jets had between
who was the third?
Flacco, Mike White,
Flacco,
and see, this is the fucking dimension, man. So that's for sure true. But like, I feel like this is almost getting the Brady treatment, and it's like I just feel like a guy coming to New York at this stage is like he didn't win in Green Bay.
Wasn't
it was
his wish list like all his players in Green Bay who he complained about all
and
the
it's like
time?
you're not gonna get everything you want, and you know you have to deal with the weapons you have, and there are a few of them.
How could he give a wish list that
of people who don't want to play with him
includes Odell Beckham when he wants 60 and Odell wants 20?
Right. It's
Like, you want Odell? Fine. Play
and
for
you don't
Brady.
get 60.
Play for Brady.
Right.
Money.
It's
There's one reason why I'm like believe in Rodgers coming here is like a great thing. It's because of Brett Favre.
Yeah,
he just wants.
He wants to show him up. He wants to be like. I mean, he's forever compared to Favre. He didn't go on to win.
Favre came right here, right? Then Minnesota, there wasn't a stop in between.
No, it was right here.
That's weird to do the exact path.
Right, and he was killing it. It was like 8-3, I think was their high water mark. It was like we're fine, we're going to the playoffs, and they missed the playoffs at 8-3. But I think like there was a time where like, oh, Rodgers is gonna like surpass Favre, like he's gonna win a couple, 2, 3, 4, and then he didn't, and so now he's still got to like prove that out. I also don't know. I mean, it's just maybe it's I don't know. It's a huge upgrade. I just don't know if it's an automatic like. Because it depends on if Aaron
also,
Rodgers
you fucking have to get through the Bills. Like it's
right,
like
you're still in a stacked
like when Brady went to the
division,
NFC South, he was fucking
go 800, 500, and you're gonna be fine. I also feel like if he has that motivation, you're good. If he has the like, I got to get out of Green Bay. I'm not quite done yet though. Let me go to this team. If I do win, I'm a god. If I don't, they're used to losing. Whatever. But if he's motivated and riled up. This is weird though to be like my intention is to play for the Jets. Like that
it's
feels
also what
that
Brady
feels
wants
like
to...
a negotiating move, not a like. But I don't know. He's also doing this new age like I'm on a podcast every week sort of thing. So maybe he's like, let's get these views off. 500,000 concurrents. I mean the Jets right now, either do they hear that, like do they know that was coming, or do they hear that and they're like fuck. Like,
yeah, scrambling
get on the phones,
now.
But I mean, like you just have to cut anybody and everybody. But that's the thing, like what if it takes like rework your roster in a way to make him happy, and then it takes away what everyone is saying. The whole point of him is we're set. We have a great defense. We have some new young weapons for him to work with. Like, but if you have to mortgage that, then what? But I would imagine there's a way to fucking get it all done.
Yeah,
that would be wild.
That'd be an interesting time to be in New York. I've been in New York as like the fucking basement of the fucking AFC East.
Yeah.
But and who knows? In Belichick we trust. But as it stands, if Rodgers, Josh Allen, Tua in Miami, like
there's a lot.
Probably the fourth place team.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Holy shit. Well, we'll see how the Jets fuck this one up. Maybe the tides have turned, man.
I was thinking the other night, like I was trying not to get ahead of myself, but I was like, is there a world where like I'm 23 living in New York City and
your teams are good?
Knicks, Mets, and Jets are all championship contenders. Like I don't even want to get like that far ahead, but like it's realistic.
It's at least let's go to like playoff teams,
All three are playoff teams for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Jets.
like
Even
right
with
away.
Rodgers,
You gotta
but,
you gotta
Knicks
figure
and
that
Nets
out.
are for sure playoff teams. And then,
Brother, bite your fucking tongue. I'm telling you, as a 38-year-old who has been a 23-year-old in this position, ain't nothing guaranteed. But maybe it's finally my time to shine. Get a little bit of money in my pocket. My teams get good. Maybe the mush is gone. Also famous last words.
You have to look up like their first and last name.
Yeah. I admittedly watch less football than I used to.
No!
Oh my God.
No! Bro, you scared me. I didn't know what was happening. Dude, that is the most disrespectful thing that has ever happened.
I left the room.
You just have that in your pocket?
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.